weekend. So we're coming up towards Survivor Series. And so, yeah, you know, there's a lot of exciting matches. The big one is Lyra Valkyria taking on Xia Li for the Women's Championship. And as well as that, we got Noam Dar against Chad Gable. That is for the NXT Heritage Cup, and a couple of qualifying matches as well. So, card-wise, we're looking okay tonight. Card-wise, it looks like we've got some interesting things lined up. News-wise, I haven't actually had a chance to have a little look yet to see where we are news on the news front. Let me just quickly have a look at Wrestling Observer. So, Raw draws strong ratings. This is interesting because I wanted to see the Raw news. So, Raw draws strong rating. Where's the number? It did 1.46. I mean, that's still not as strong as I was thinking, to be honest. I mean, would you remember when we were doing 1.7 and 1.8 not long ago, and now we're getting 1.46? So Raw averaged 1.46 million viewers with a 0.49 rating. The viewership number was down 8,000 from last week, which would be considered a win. The 1849 number had big increases in the male viewership. So it was up against the Eagles against the Chiefs, which did 28.9 million viewers on TV alone. So it was up against a big game. It was up against a big NFL game, but I mean, it is. Do you know what I mean? 1.46 million people tuned into Raw is a little bit, and it was a decent Raw, I thought. There was some decent stuff to it. I mean, for a go-home show, I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, that was a good result. Apparently, 1.46. It's hard to get the bunting out, isn't it? It's hard to get too carried away about 1.46, but whatever. Matt Riddle books post WWE Indie Day. Riddle will appear at MCW Pro Wrestling on February 3rd. MCW has announced that Riddle will be at their show on February 3rd in Maryland. Former WWE superstar joins the 2024 MCW Winter Blast Tour in Hollywood. Meet Matt Riddle and all your favorite MCW pro wrestlers. So Riddle is back out there next year. I mean, I can understand him wanting the rest of this year off, you know, kind of getting himself together, having a nice Christmas and everything, and then getting back on the road next year. So Riddle looks like he's already got a date booked for February. And so, yeah, tonight we've got the two championship matches, the women's title match on the line, the NXT Heritage Cup, couple of qualifying matches, Thea Hale, Blair Davenport, Carmelo Hayes against Josh Briggs. We've got Humberto and Angel Garza against Enofe and Blades. And we've got Eddie Thorpe against Charlie Dempsey. I'm just trying to see if there's any other little bits that have been added. Cena undergoes arm surgery. It's interesting. John Cena has now had both of his arms surgically repaired. On Tuesday, Cena revealed he'd undergone another successful arm surgery, and he thanked people for their work in Birmingham, Alabama. Grateful for his team of surgeons. They've given me 2 fully repaired arms. So looks like Cena, don't know how long he needed that surgery for, but looks like Cena's gone and got some surgery. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we're pretty much up to speed, up to date. James said, when they said strong, I thought it would be around about 1.6 million. Alex said, it's still an extra 160,000. That's more than half Collision got on a Saturday as a whole. Yes and no. I mean, it's hard to get the poppers out. I mean, honestly, if as a wrestling fan base, we're seriously going to start celebrating 1.46 million as some sort of an achievement, then wow, have we fallen. I mean, I remember just a few years back it being a case where being under 2 million was unfathomable. Like, Raw getting under 2 million was like unheard of. It was going to be a disaster. And now we've got to the point where Wrestling Observer are claiming that 1.46 is a good result. I mean, it's scary. Like, the goalposts keep getting shifted. The goalposts keep being moved. So, like, and I certainly wouldn't compare anything to Collision. You know, we know that show's been struggling for a long time, and certainly it struggled last week because it moved to a completely different day. So, listen, this ain't got nothing to do with WWE and AEW. I just think as a wrestling fan, trying to make out that 1.46 million is a positive result is a bit weird. But compared to where they've been recently, you know, and considering the competition, perhaps that's how it has to be viewed in 2023. But God, I hope these ratings are going to improve once we move Raw wherever Raw's going to, you know. I fear that it won't. But, you know, at what point are we going to get under 1 million? Because that's where we're heading, isn't it? At what point are we going to click onto the Observer and read that getting 900,000 was a good result? You know, at what, 5 years, 6 years? How far away are we from that? Scary, isn't it? Scary. The numbers are not going in a direction or even holding. They're not even staying still. You know, we could have had like a good 5 years at being around the 1.8 range. But we haven't done that either. I mean, where's it going to plateau? Where's it going to level out? This thing's just dropping like a stone, man. So I'm worried about it because, like, I don't know, you hear about the money they're making and you hear about all this positive news, you know, and social media reach and all this kind of stuff. Like, you hear all these great facts, but then we just, for AEW and Raw, you just see these numbers which are a bit scary. And, you know, NXT has had a really good year this year, and SmackDown has pretty much held at that kind of 2.2 million range. So certainly not all doom and gloom. I don't think we can look at NXT and like say that's had a bad year. That's had a great year, because that's gone from being around 600,000 to like 700, 800,000. So that's had a great year. But we know what they've done to achieve that. They've put loads of big names down there to kind of boost that number up, right? And SmackDown has kind of held. That's, you know, that stayed strong. So, you know, SmackDown's done fine. But it's just Raw and, like, obviously the AEW numbers that just had, you know, had a bit of a rough ride, haven't they? Had a bit of a tricky road. Just don't want to see that continuing, but I just don't know when it's going to stop. Or if it stops. We've said before, I mean, maybe it's just that people view things now. They you know, they go to bed, they get up, and they just read results. They keep up with wrestling, but they just read results. They watch a few YouTube videos, and that's enough. Like, they don't need to watch the 3-hour show. They can just pick the bits they want to watch, and maybe it is that wrestling now just is consumed a different way. It's a bit like music. Back in the day, you used to buy an album, and you used to listen to that album straight the way through. You know, album tracks and all that kind of stuff, like, oh, I really think this would make a good single, and all that kind of stuff, because you would listen to the whole album, and it feels like that's something that's kind of gone away now. There's certain artists like Taylor Swift where they're so big and they're so popular that, you know, every single thing they put out is going to be loved and poured over. But, you know, if there's a new band that comes along that's got a great single, I don't know that kids today are getting the album and like working their way through the album. Like, I think how music gets consumed is very different to how it was consumed when I was young. And I think wrestling might be something similar in 2023. Perhaps the 3-hour Raw, which is like an album, perhaps that's not how people consume that anymore. Perhaps it is just, I'll read results, I'll watch video clips, I'll look at Twitter, I'll look at TikTok, I'll look at the just the moments that I want to look at, you know. Hence why ratings are kind of on the decline, but maybe general appreciation for wrestling is still relatively strong. I don't know. It's an interesting question. It's a fun topic, but one that I'm not sure that we'll quite ever get to the bottom of. I wonder if there's someone out there that's doing that kind of work, though. I wonder if there's someone that's really looking at these trends and really trying to find the bigger picture. I wonder if there's surveys that are being put out there and someone that's looking at this kind of data, you know. Probably Big Time Baxter. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves all that stuff. I'd imagine Big Time, in my mind, Big Time Baxter's got like a pinboard on the wall and he's got like, he's linking lots of things together, full on detective work. Dort Knight said, serious question. Are WWE taking YouTube views into account when they look at ratings? I mentioned recently that I was surprised how quick they came on. Are they making money off bite size? Well, I mean, I can tell you, you don't make much from views. I mean, it'll be, I don't know, $1 for every 1,000 views. I mean, it really is. It's really nothing. This is why I always say that, like, when we do these sort of streams in the week, you know, these things, I mean, certainly today, tomorrow, you know, if we get, say, 4,000 views, that's probably equivalent to like $4, which is why, like, you know, people's generosity, donations, super chats and everything are so important for the channel to live, but also why the Saturday streams are really everything. You know, on a Saturday, if we do a stream and it gets like 60,000 views, or you know, on the rare occasion we can break that 100,000 mark, like those, that's, you know, that breathes obviously life into the channel. So the fact that like the ad revenue is not very good on YouTube, I can't imagine. I mean, they've got a big YouTube channel. They get like, I don't know how many views they must get a month. It's going to be a nice number. It's going to be a great boost. But, I mean, it's not going to be anything compared to their TV deals. It won't be anything compared. It's not even remotely close to what they're getting from, like, Saudi Arabia, you know? It'll be a little boost. It'll be a little pickup. It'll be a significant part of the business, definitely. Not saying that it's going to be inconsequential. It'll be it'll be a number that they do look at, definitely, and we'll keep trying to find strategies to grow it. But nothing compared to their TV deals, nothing compared to the Saudi money, like that. Those are going to be the big key drivers. The YouTube revenue is just going to be sat alongside the merch money. You know, it'll be sat alongside stuff like that. So. It's at the moment they are having their cake and eat it, though, aren't they? You know, if you think right now, they're getting the biggest TV deals they've ever had, and they've got the YouTube money on the sides. So right now they're having everything. They're getting great TV deals and YouTube money. But the point will come where the companies won't be able to pay the same amount of money, because they can't keep giving more and more money as ratings go down, down, down. There's going to have to come a point where the advertisers like, nah, we're not, our TV revenue, our TV budget is not where it was. You know, we are now spending more on the internet and on TikTok, and we're spending more in those places than we are on TV, which will see ad revenue on TV going down, which will see the amount of money that stations can pay for programming going down, you know? It could be that the strategy changes. And, you know, it does feel like at some point in the very near future, we are heading to a seismic change. We are heading to because I think TV was so strong that it had a long way to fall. And it's still a very powerful player, right? Still a very, obviously, every house has got one. It's still like the main driver, but it's undeniable that YouTube and Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these alternatives have really put a cat amongst the pigeons, and is, you know, I think the whole industry is kind of uncertain as to where it's going. I think it doesn't quite know what the future looks like. It's a bit like, again, I compare it very much to music. I was there when the music industry went through a heart attack. It had a heart attack. It didn't know what it was doing. I can tell you, shops didn't know how to react to it. It was a lot of confusion, a lot of people speculating what the right thing to do was, because physical CDs was what was being sold, but you had Napster and people were getting illegal downloads. Well, that was easy to sort because you shut those websites down. And, you know, Napster did get shut down, and it was hard to take the torrent sites down. But whilst that battle was being raged, a new enemy arose to physical CDs, and that was streaming. And we didn't even know. We didn't even, well, digital downloads first in the with the iPods and everything. So digital downloads came along, but not long after that. You know how quick the industry moves. But not long after that, we went into streaming and Spotify and stuff along those lines. And the whole thing happened so quickly. I mean, it's crazy if you think the 90s go from say 1999 to 2009. Think about the change that happened to music in that 10 years. I mean, unimaginable change. And the whole industry had to try and adapt. And to be honest, I mean, like, I still think that it's still in a bit of flux at the moment. Vinyl came back out of nowhere. Where the hell did that come from? Vinyl just returned, which was completely random. So, I mean, the whole music thing is really interesting. I think there's a lot of parallels with TV. And I think there's a lot of parallels with kind of what's happening with how programs are being viewed at the moment. And I know a lot of people in the chat have said, like, is it right that we use the American numbers? And my answer to that is, it is at the moment, because that's still where the biggest money is. That's what still matters the most, because the TV deals they get is where they get the majority of their money. So whilst that's the biggest contributing factor to the wrestling business, that it's right that that's where our focus is. But I don't know as to when that's going to start changing. I don't know when that TV money is going to start to actually go the other way and start coming down, because it's going to have to. If 1.4 is, let's throw babies in the air, what a great result, right? If that is something that is seriously going to be celebrated, then, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, we're going to be under 1 million. I mean, obviously, we don't quite know, because Raw's going to move, and we don't even know where it's moving to, right? So maybe that can be delayed a little bit, but it does feel like there's a big heart attack to the industry that's on the way. You don't have to be Nostradamus to have a little look into the future and see that things are looking a bit ropey at best. There's clearly, this is not a sustainable model. So, it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't have the answer. I don't know where it's going. Experts with glasses are probably looking into it. Nerds. There's some nerds in a room somewhere that are probably looking into it. I hope so. Ryan, shout out to you. Said CM Punk said he won't be at the pay-per-view. Okay. Ryan, shout out to you. I wasn't expecting him to be at the pay-per-view personally. Plus also the fact he's been trolling that he's going to be there makes me uncertain whether to believe him if he says he's not going to be there. I don't know. I'm not expecting him to be there. If he says he is, or if he says he isn't. I mean, if you just told me CM Punk said he's going to be there, I still wouldn't believe it until WWE actually said something. So I'd take it with a pinch of salt. I don't think he's going to be there, but really, whatever he says, I'm going to struggle to believe. Because wrestlers just troll, man. They troll. I've got trust issues. I've been burnt too many times. It's been too many times in the past where wrestlers have put stuff out on social media and then the exact opposite happens. So if he's saying he's not going to be there, if anything, it makes me think he's going to be there. Because I've got trust issues now, and wrestling has ruined me. Dort Knight said, I had to take a long, hard look at my subscriptions. You start to add it up and you are finding out you work in a lot to pay these things. Do you know, it's an excellent point, that is. That's an excellent point. I would be scared to look at mine. I mean, I have to spend £40 a month just on a subscription to Adobe Premiere Pro, which is an editing software. And I am subscribed to that. And I pay 40 odd, and I need it for all my video. I mean, I need it. I can't, to edit videos without it. I could probably find some free software somewhere, but Adobe is one of the best, and I use video editing all the time, every day. So like, there's 40 odd pound a month straight away on that, without even blinking. And I need YouTube Premium because again, you know, you need to have like videos playing in the background. I need to remove adverts. Plus, also, I don't have like a Spotify subscription. So because it gets rid of YouTube ads, which is really useful for me, because like even today, for example, I needed to download an old primetime wrestling episode that's not on the network, but it is on YouTube. So I needed that. I couldn't, well, you know, it would have been a nightmare if I had to sit through an advert and then, you know, it kept getting interrupted by adverts. I can't afford to do that. Plus also, as I said, I don't have Spotify, so it doubles up as like where I get all my music from if I need any, like to listen to some music or something. Want to check out like a new act or whatever, I use YouTube Music. So, I mean, straight away, without even really having to think about any other services, there's 50 odd pound every month without fail that I'm spending straight away. Yeah, if you add it up, it would be scary. Yeah. Jim said Metallica killed Napster. They did. They went after him, didn't they? And really sunk that ship. I mean, there were others. You know, there was, and torrent sites are still out there. I mean, really, that was a genie that never quite got put back in the bottle. But to be honest, it stopped being the problem because a bigger problem came along, and that was legal streaming to physical CD sales. Because it, you know, the world stopped being about ownership, and it just became about availability, which is it's better. It's so much better. The only downside is if things ever get removed. So, you know, like if there's a film you love or a show you love and it gets taken off Netflix, whatever, and, you know, it's gone then. So like a DVD is, or a Blu-ray is obviously excellent because you've always got it. So, and the same with the CD. I mean, I don't know why they would ever remove music, but you never know. There could be some legal dispute. There could be some copyright issue. I mean, we've seen that before. There was a band called the Go Team, and they had a really fun, really like, you know, big sounding, loads of samples, debut, really like, you know, good party starter kind of an album that you put on, just big noise and fun, and it was good. And it had loads of samples, but some of the samples hadn't been cleared. So they ended up like pulling it and reissuing it without those samples. And it did sound a little different, not massively noticeable, but definitely in places. Well, I mean, I've got the first CD that they came out with those illegal samples in. So there's little rarities like that where, you know, a CD, or maybe some of that just doesn't make it onto these platforms. You know, not everything gets loaded up. I've got a vinyl of a band before they became famous when they were a different band, and that's never made it onto streaming kind of stuff. So there is still a reason for physical media, but it's very niche now, I would say. It's you know, it's not as it was. I feel like movies more. If you go onto Spotify, you're pretty much going to find everything from everyone, right? It's got to be real niche to not be on there. All your big hitters are probably going to be on there. But like films, there's not really a place to go to find every film that's been made, is there? You got Netflix, but they cycle their catalog all the time, as do Amazon Prime and whatever. You know, I can't go to somewhere and find, I don't know, if I desperately wanted to watch Cool Runnings, you know, could I go to Netflix and find it? No. I mean, to be honest, it would probably be on Disney Plus, but you get my point. There's not one place. If I go to Disney Plus, I'm going to find Casino. No, I'm not. It's unfortunate, isn't it? We don't do that with music. We don't have all the different labels have their own stream. It's not like Sony Music have got theirs, and like, you know, Parlophone have got theirs or whatever. We don't do that for music, but we do it for films. Like we do have Disney Plus and HBO Max, and like, you know, we do kind of split it up. Isn't there like a Warner Brothers one? Paramount Plus, isn't there? Paramount Plus, they've got one. So you've got, it's still not right. Why can't we just have a movie one, a music one, put them all in that one place, and just, you know what I mean, live our best lives? We could have a games one where all the games are kept, and you can play any game from history. You could have a movie one where all the movies are kept, and you can watch any movie from history, and a music one where all the music. And you know what? Each one, $9.99 a month, 30 quid a month. You're getting all your games, all your movies, all your music. Stop complaining. It's where the world should be, but it's not where the world is. The world's broken. Broken. But it's probably less broken than when we were selling everything individually for a lot of money. That probably wasn't the right model in reflection. Alex said, I still use torrent sites for movies like YTS. Triton said, I got kicked off Napster when Lars Ulrich had a kitten over MP3s. A. Jobson said, Pirate Bay. Kian said, Daze, hope you're doing well. I agree about looking at the favorite parts of Raw and NXT. Like this day, I still collect albums of my favorite music. Same, actually. I bought a box set the other day. It was South Park seasons 11 to 15. Next to me, and I've said this lots of times, what's next to me here is like a load of bookcases just full of albums, full of DVDs. I do it once in a while, like get a picture of it, show people. There we go. Rather than like turning the camera, that's what's next to me. Like just loads. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10. So you can see 6 there. There's another 4 that you can't see. CDs on top and DVDs at the bottom. So I've just got loads. I mean, that's what happens when you work in a flipping entertainment store for 15 years, is that you just get all this stuff, right? Not free, but at discount. And, you know, to numb the pain of dealing with the public, you end up buying some at most nights. So I've just got all this stuff that's next to me. But I didn't even know that I'd bought them, but hidden at the back was South Park season 1 to 5. And South Park 6 to 10, not individually, but in like quite thick box sets. So it's like one box, 5 seasons in them. And I was like, oh, I don't remember buying these. And they're unopened. I haven't even opened them. And I was like, these are good, actually. This is, how much are they? And I looked, and they're like 20 quid each. 20 quids for 5 seasons. I mean, I'm sure they're on like streaming platforms somewhere, but that just really struck me as like a great deal. 5 seasons of anything for like 20 quid is like hard to argue with. Because you can get like Walking Dead all 11 seasons for like, I don't know, 50 quid or something, you know? Those kind of box sets are brilliant. Brilliant. I still think they're worth picking up. I mean, could you imagine if you could get a Simpsons one? Every episode of The Simpsons in like a box set. It'd be hundreds because they've done 30 odd seasons. So it wouldn't be cheap, but that would be pretty cool to be able to watch any episode whenever you want. I don't even know if you can do that. Maybe on Disney Plus. But again, how long is it going to be on there for? Maybe they'll take it off at some point, you know. Friends keeps moving. I don't know where Friends lives now. But, you know, you can get that box set for, like, it's probably in the sale. It's probably in the Black Friday sale. So I still love DVDs. I still think there's a purpose for them as well. But, yeah, that was one that I bought just the other day. I bought South Park seasons 11 to 15. Those 5 seasons. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, those 5 seasons. 20 quid. Can't go wrong. Could I have Pirate Bayed them? Actually, yeah, I probably should have. Thinking about it, that probably would have been the better thing to have done. But I don't know, maybe I could like convert them to digital. If I could convert all this to digital, I'm laughing. I might as well just start my own streaming service. I'm laughing. Daze Flicks. At one stage, I had Virgin TV, WWE, Netflix, Amazon, Paramount, Disney, Now TV, Stars, Apple, and Fights. It's a lot. I mean, that's a lot, but I feel like I have, like, I've got Fight, I've got DAZN, I've got the AEW one that I have to subscribe to, I've got Netflix, I've got WWE, I've got that Premiere Pro. Amazon Prime, I've got Paramount I don't have. Disney I got rid of. Now TV I've got. I need it for the sports like cricket. That's $30 a month as well. I reckon I'm pushing a couple £100 every month on subscriptions. It's a lot in it. It is a lot. It's not right. It's broken. The world's broken. James said, hopefully I get my Bray Revel in What You Are shirt today or Thursday. James, shout out to you. Very cool. Dakota said, do you think Randy will challenge Roman for the title at some point? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because I think Roman loses the title at WrestleMania. So unless Randy's going to face him at the Rumble or face him at Elimination Chamber. But the only problem is, as I said, I think when he comes back, he's going to need protecting because I think that, yeah, all right, he's been working at the Performance Center, but it's still not the same as wrestling a proper match in front of the crowd with that adrenaline. And I think like you've got to ease yourself back in with that. You know, there's when you're like going through the motions in a performance center, are you really giving 100%? Are you really like pushing your body to the limit? Have you got that adrenaline pumping? And like it's just not quite the same. So I think for him to come back and go straight into singles action is a bit of an ask. Can it be done? It can be done. Does it need to be done? I don't know that it needs to be done. So I think that bring him back and he's in the Survivor Series match. And then like you probably keep him off TV for a little bit, work towards a match, give him a singles match, real simple out in, see how he gets on, see if the body feels all right, kind of build from there. But considering I think Roman stands a good chance of losing the title at WrestleMania 40, we just don't have much time, do we? There's not loads of opportunity to get Randy kind of in the conversation. Plus also, it feels like, and it might not prove this way, but it feels like Randy is going to be on Raw because he's helping out that team and he seems to be on Raw, whereas Roman's over on SmackDown. So we've also got the added barrier of them being on different brands. So if he was going to go after any belt, like he may go after Seth's. So I'm going to lean towards no. Alex said, I would rather buy a DVD and rewatch it whenever with no monthly fees. Callum said, I've got those self-part boxes. I like them. They're goods. CDs, DVDs, physical media is the best. You don't own streaming services. Yeah, that's true. Dawn Knight said, no chance I use any dodgy download websites. It was bad enough when my Xbox was hacked and was infiltrated. Oh, yeah, you do have to be careful of that. Yeah, I agree. The only problem is they take up space, don't they? They take up space and, you know, it's a big investment because if a streaming thing is like $9.99 a month, well, straight away, that one South Park box set cost me 2 months of streaming membership. Now, granted, you know, I can go to it whenever I want now, and you know, and unless there's a fire, I'm not going to lose. I've got every episode of South Park season 1 to 15 for the rest of my life. I don't want to brag about it. I'm not bragging about it, but that is a fact. And I can reveal I've also got every episode of Star Trek Next Generation for the rest of my life. Again, am I bragging about it? A little bit. Because that's a sick show, and I won't hear anything said against it. So my love for physical media is definite. But I can see why the world has moved away from it. Hey, do you know what? This time last year, I think it was Black Friday, Amazon did a deal where they did like some box set deals, like DVD box set deals. And I managed to pick up James Bond, the complete collection, every movie. I don't know if it includes the last movie, No Time to Die. It might be everything except No Time to Die, but I had that anyway. But like every movie, including Casino Royale, Skyfall, Quantum of Solace, any other Daniel Craig ones, right? The box there, £12. £12. That's the same as like pretty much 1 month of streaming, and I've got every Bond film for the rest of my life. James Bond DVD box set. I want to just have a look, see how much it is. I know this has got nothing to do with wrestling, but it's better than wrestling. It's better than wrestling. Yeah, on Amazon right now, it's £33. £33. I did not pay £33. I spent £12. £12. Do you know, right now, actually, how about this? It's a Black Friday deal, right? How about this? I'll show it you. I'm going to show it you. Where is this thing here? NXT. Here we go, look. So here we've got the James Bond box set. And on DVD, it's £39. On Blu-ray, £35. £35 on Blu-ray. See that? Look, Black Friday deal, 35 quid. That's amazing, isn't it? 35 quid. That's not bad for Blu-ray. Definitely makes me want to have a look, see what other box sets are on. Soil said, you know what else is better than wrestling? Real glass. Cry me a river. Miss Clown said, Pierce Brosnan was the best. Sorry, not sorry. Tom said, I've got 3 months free on Disney Plus. I'm going to use it and cancel it. Aubrey said, Box Set Days, a new review channel coming. Thea, do you know what? I am very partial to a box set. I am very partial. You can get the complete every episode of the IT Crowd, which is a really funny UK sitcom. You can get everything for £13. It's a really good, funny sitcom. You can get, oh my God, you can get everything of Only Fools and Horses, which is the most popular British sitcom ever. The Christmas episodes were viewed by over 20 million people for the Christmas episodes. I think if you went to pretty much anyone in the street and said, like, you know, what's the best or most famous British sitcom ever, I would feel very confident that like 80% of people would say Only Fools and Horses. I don't think it made it to America. I don't think it made it through. It's about a load of brothers, well, 2 brothers and their granddad or uncle, who are wheeler dealers. They buy and sell things. Like they'll buy like inflatable dolls and try and sell them down the market. And like, you know, in the middle of the night, all the dolls self-inflate, causing like carnage and whatever. It's a goated show. You can get everything for £26. 26 quid. I think there's like 10 seasons, loads of Christmas episodes. Box sets, man. Do you know what? This is the future. This is where we're going. We'll get box sets. It's what wrestling should do. It should leave the network and go back to box sets. Complete WrestleMania. Complete SummerSlam. Box sets by year would be awesome, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Everything to do with WWE from 1985. Everything to do with WWE from 86. Oh my God, I'd be in my heaven. That's my idea of heaven, that is. Every show. Everything. Heaven. I suppose in a way that's what the network is, but not everything's on there. This is the point. Not everything is on there. Guys, you can get the Twilight Saga for $11.24. Do I need to say any more? $11.24. I love shopping. This is a real dark time for me because I've said before, if you show me a pen and tell me this is the greatest pen ever, then I want that pen. So at this time of year where they're trying to sell me things, you know, I'm the worst. Like, you tell me there's a big saving on something and I'm like, I think I need it. I think that was reduced just for me. I need this thing. It's I'm gonna stop looking at Amazon. I've got a problem. I've got an addiction. I've got Supernatural and Only Fools and Horses and the Flash box set on DVD. I also got Marvel DVDs and I got Disney Plus, which is $7.99. I think it's gone up actually from $7.99. Dark Knight said an AEW Greatest Hits is an amazing box set, and it comes in at 55 minutes long. Must have about a 45-minute intro. Bembo said, I think Randy should make a new legacy with 2 NXT stars, and that would keep him protected. I love that. It's a great idea. Yep. Totally on board with that. Sonny said, Christmas is coming up, and you should definitely buy my book. 28 sold, 7 reviews, $12 in the UK, $14 in the US, and $12 in CAD, and I don't know what that is. The thoughts within a collection of poems. You're a shopaholic. I tried to... Yeah, I am actually. I am. I mean, I like to tell myself I'm not. But I do just buy little bits that I feel like I need and that will make my life better. But I probably don't need them, you know? Like, I've got a little Stream Deck here that we were talking about, and I don't really ever use it. And I've got, like, a tablet, which I bought, which I probably will use, but then I'll probably stop using. I just keep buying these little bits, which I keep thinking are going to make my life better and make things easier, maybe gonna help me, like, you know, make videos quicker or something, or make the streams better, or because do you know what I'm looking at now? A new webcam. That's my next thing. I'm looking at a new webcam to make the picture even sharper. But the problem is, because my internet's not the strongest, I don't think I can do any sharper than what I'm doing anyway. Even if the camera was better, I don't think it would make any difference, because I would still have to keep the settings relatively controlled because of the fact the internet, like, does drop out every now and again. So to keep a nice consistent stream, I have to keep the settings manageable. So a new webcam might not make any difference whatsoever. Got a problem. This has been very therapeutic for me. I want to thank everyone. Blu-rays are great, said A. Jobson. Skins is goated, says A. Jobson. The only person with Star Trek Next Generation is there's far too many filler episodes, said Jim. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The only thing I'd say is that it was probably a problem more at the time as you was watching it. It's like, that one didn't need that. That was just, you know, nothing. Whereas now, because the way I watch things is they're just sort of on in the background, you know. I don't really pay attention to them. They're just on in the background. If like, just things that are really easy to follow, you know. So, like, just on in the background, something that if I miss key points, plot points, it doesn't matter. So if there are a lot of filler episodes, that actually works brilliantly for me. If the story doesn't develop very much, that's probably brilliant, because the only way I tend to consume things now is just in passing. So but to be honest, I don't. It's in a box over there, and it's not been used or opened. It will, though. Oh, man, when I retire, I've got so much to do. I'll be the most busiest I've ever been when I retire. Wrestling said, what's your favourite DVD or video? Favourite DVD or video? That's a good question. Favourite DVD or video? I've got so many. What would be the one? Oh, hello. We're starting straight away with the Heritage Cup getting underway. I would go with... Don't know. What's yours? Give me some inspiration. I mean, I love The World at War. It's an amazing documentary about World War II, which I know sounds dull, but it's full of interviews with people that were fighting or were civilians, and it was done in the 70s, and it's like everything you need to know about World War II. And it tells you all the bad decisions that were made and all the strategic decisions. It's really heavy stuff, but it's one of the greatest documentaries that's ever been made, because World War II is one of the biggest events mankind has ever seen. So, like, a whole, like, box set just... And it's Sir Laurence Olivier, I believe, who is doing the voiceover work for it all. So like it's, and I think, is it BBC? It's like proper. It's not like someone just cobbled it together. It's like took years to make. It's like the planet Earth of World War II. The World at War. It's an amazing box set. Amazing. But I might have to go with the Frasier box set. I know it's a boring answer, but Frasier's my favourite show. And I could put that any episode of that on any time. And I hope they release the new Frasier on DVD, because I actually don't have Paramount Plus. So I've not been able to watch it. So I would like to watch the new Frasier, because I've seen clips on YouTube, and I think it looks all right. I don't have crazy expectations for it. I kind of fear the worst. So the fact I've watched some clips and they've made me chuckle a bit, made me think it looks all right. So if Frasier, the new series, comes out on DVD, and which I should look at and see if it is, I would get that, and maybe that would become my favorite. Frasier DVD. The box set for that is like 35 quid for the 120 quid for Frasier on Blu-ray. But I don't know if the new one's coming out. I don't think it is. There's no listing for it yet. No listing. Do you know you can get a Frasier light up sign with sound? Andy, look at this. Frasier light up sign with sound. Light up sign with sound. What sound does it make? Light up Seattle skyline. Light up, perfect to display. Plays the "This is Frasier Crane, I'm listening" at the push of a button. And it comes with a miniature book. It's a perfect gift. $9.99. This is Frasier Crane, I'm listening. That's pretty fun, isn't it? There we go. That's Wrestle with Andy's Secret Santa sorted. Okay, we are underway with the first round of this Heritage Cup match. It's Chad Gable and Noam Dar. No intros or anything. We've just gone straight into it. Ankle lock being applied by Chad Gable. Noam Dar gets over to the ropes. It's also a Frasier floor plan. Have that on your wall. Frasier floor plan. That's pretty fun as well. Is it correct? I think it is correct. I actually don't know how the back bedrooms, I don't know how that is laid out. I know the living room and everything. Love Frasier. Great show. Goated. Goated show, baby. You're falling into Bezos's trap, said Mr. Unfamiliar. I know, yeah. He's got me, guys. I've been Jeff Bezos. I've been Jeff Bezos. This is the most vulnerable time of year for me, Black Friday. This is when I'm at my weakest. I just got to get through these next few days, man. I just got to get through. But I need another hit. I need another hit. Gets the ropes goes Chance. I've got a great name for a streaming channel, The House of Frasier. The House of Frasier. Just showing Frasier or shows like Frasier? Best. That would be my only subscription. Kicks coming in there by Noam Dar. Chad Gable comes over. He pushes over Noam Dar. Dar against the ropes. Over the other side. Dar goes down as Chad Gable goes for the pin. 2. Shoulder up. Dark Angel said it's free. They do offer a monthly subscription. What's that for, Dark Angel? I got Pornhub. I'm subscribed to Pornhub. I got the gold membership. It's where you get to adopt one of the actresses. They don't come round. It's like, you know, when you adopt an elephant abroad. It's just one of them. I just get a picture and a letter once a year. Very emotional. Play that tune. I've got to get through this. Daniel Bedingfields. I'm pretty well on Black Friday. It's when it's not Black Friday, Zed. It's when it's Friday. Friday. Chad's in the corner. Draping armbar. Minute left of round number 2. Metaphor on the outsides. Very animated. Obviously, last week we saw Lash Legend emerge victorious. Punch coming in there by Noam Dar. Goes in the corner, and Oro Mensah kicks Chad's in the face. Inzaguri. Might be some outside interference. Gets Chad Gable the first fall. Chad Gable 1-0 up. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's dragging Chad back to the corner. Lash Legend dragging Noam Dar. So Noam Dar is 1 up here. Maxine waving the towel in the face of Chad. And we go to commercial break. Big Time said, I like watching the she-males on the hub. Okay, listen, each to their own. Jim said, have you seen the new episodes of Frasier? I haven't. I've seen the clips. I love Frasier. And my expectation when I knew the rest of the cast weren't coming back was like through the floor. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work, man. I'm really not sure about this. I was pleased it was coming back because even if it just made me laugh once, then that was one extra laugh that Frasier gave me, right? I love Frasier so much that I could sit there and cringe my way through an episode, and if I got just one laugh out of it, then I'd be like, it was worth him coming back. I'm a stan. I'm a Frasier stan. I'm a simp. So my expectations were low, but I've seen a couple of clips online. I really like it. This new character, Alan, that's played by one of the guys in Only Fools and Horses. So the guy that plays Alan is Nicholas Lyndhurst. He was one of the brothers in Only Fools and Horses. And he's great. He's brilliant. I mean, he was amazing in Only Fools and Horses, but he's great in this Frasier reboot as well. I think he's a really good new character. Obviously, his dad passed away, and the dog had passed away. But there's still Daphne and Niles, which hopefully, if this first season does well of the Frasier reboot, you know, the first season, you see it quite a bit where the first season just trying to find its feet, just trying to find where the audience is and trying to get itself settled into a groove. Going to try some stuff. Maybe not everything works, but we'll take the best elements, add in a few new things, hopefully deliver an even stronger season 2, you know. But of the clips that I've seen from season 1, and they're probably the best clips. I mean, it could be that the episodes are garbage, but all I've seen are just the best moments, right? But I saw one where they went to a bowling alley, and like Nicholas Lyndhurst, Alan, was dressed in like this white suit, and they were all making fun of him, saying he looked like the KFC Colonel and all this kind of stuff. And it was innocent. It was fun. It was fine. I mean, it just seemed like a pretty regular sitcom. I think it may have lost what made it special. It may not be the Frasier that we know and remember from the past. But I so enjoy Frasier that it's just interesting to see what the character's doing in 2023 and where the character is and what they've got him like up to. And I've seen some real mixed results. Some people seem to love it and think it's fun and it is what it is. Some people hate it and think it's like disrespecting what the show was. But nothing, unless like one of the actors turns out to be a horrific murderer or something, nothing's going to ruin that original show for me. Like, that show is so special that whatever Frasier is doing now, it's not going to ruin what those 11 seasons were. So I'm not worried about it. Unless, you know, if Kelsey Grammer turns out to be like an awful murderer, serial killer or something. Those 11 seasons of Frasier are pretty much locked, goated. And then whatever he does now, he does now. So, no, I have not seen them, so I can't really say, but I've seen some clips that genuinely made me laugh. Right, we are going back. We're 11 minutes into this show. We're in round 3 of the Heritage Cup. It's Noam Dar against Chad Gable. And we're in the corner. We've got 18 seconds left. We were just at commercial break. So 1-0. Noam Dar, Heritage Cup on the line. 10 seconds left in this. 1, 2. And Chad Gable gets a 2. Chad Gable gets a 2. End of round 3. Chad down. Noam Dar down. Oro Mensah dragging Noam Dar back to the corner. We're seeing a shot of the NXT Heritage Cup. Big Time said the Heritage Cup should be a minimum 5 rounds. 7 is overkill. I heard painting with crisp packets is going to be coming back, says Miss Clown. Miss Clown, I hope you're well, dude. Warren said, Daze, don't be a plonker. We all know Alan's real name is Dave, not Rodney. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of people in Canada and America that join us, and I don't think... it may have been shown over there, but I don't think... It's weird, isn't it? It's one of the biggest British shows ever. I suppose, in a way, it's a bit like MASH. I mean, MASH is one of the biggest American shows ever. And I'm sure it was shown over here, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it. If it has been shown, it will have been shown on those channels hidden away, like UK Gold or something, you know? I don't remember ever seeing it on, like, ITV or BBC or Channel 4 or anything. Maybe it was. Maybe it just passed me by. But considering it's one of the biggest sitcoms ever, on a morning in this country when you're getting ready to go to school or go to work, on Channel 4, they show Everyone Loves Raymond. Everybody Loves Raymond. They show Frasier. They show Cheers. I don't know why they show Cheers, but they're showing Cheers. Cheers, Frasier, Everybody Loves Raymond. I think that's it. Oh, Kings of Queens gets shown a lot as well. Those are the shows that tend to be on in the morning on Channel 4. Friends has obviously been shown a lot. Big Bang Theory has been shown a lot. But not MASH. In the ring, Gable just makes the save. Back elbow by Noam Dar to... Gable kicks out. Gable kicks out. Frasier sounds more like shaving cream than anything else, says the guy. A. Jobson said Suits. Miss Clown says Curb Your Enthusiasm. Outer Banks Season 4 is filming. I don't know what that is. Seinfeld is the biggest, said Crispy Chicken. Seinfeld's... Yeah, I don't... viewing-wise, I'm not sure. Isn't the most viewed one the final of MASH? I think Seinfeld's regarded as the best. I don't know if it's the biggest. It's in the conversation. I definitely agree. That is not shown on TV much here. Again, you can pretty much find anything on the cable channels. I'm sure that it's probably on there somewhere. You know, someone might go, no, it's shown all the time on Paramount or whatever. But like, you know, you can pretty much find anything. But to be honest, there's so many channels now. You're probably going to have to go looking for it, aren't you, if you really want to watch it? Whereas back in the day when there was only like, you know, in the 90s when there was only like 4 or 5 channels. I mean, there was cable channels, but even if you had cable, you had another, you didn't have loads of extra channels. We had cable. I think we had another 30 channels. That was it. Okay. We've got a real battle with lots of strikes and everything. Death in Paradise is class, said Tortnight. Alex said Seinfeld used to be on Paramount, to be fair. 2.5 Men. That got shown a lot. 2.5 Men I've seen on TV a lot. Here we go. We've got Chad in the corner, and he charges over. Catches Noam Dar with his... with the strike. Kind of flipped over and caught him with his foot. Into a... German and a pin. So round 5, it's 1-1. Lash Legend and Maxine are getting at it. This is for the Heritage Cup. Oh, whilst there was a distraction, Noam Dar just punched Chad in the back of the head. The official was trying to deal with Lash and Maxine. Round number 6 coming up. Chad is back in the corner. That's my cup. Noam Dar said that's my cup. Noam Dar comes over, collides into Chad. Bridge is over. Goes against the ropes, clothesline. Chad goes down. 1, 2. Kick out by Chad. Chad having to dig deep at the moment. Noam Dar standing over Chad Gable. There's a Let's Go Gable chant that's broken out inside the Performance Center. Crowds are behind Chad. Gable rolling to the outsides. Going up top. Perched. Comes down, but gets caught by Noam. Noam catches Gable. He's got a triangle applied. And Gable, single arm powerbomb. Plants Noam Dar down, looking for the cover. 1, 2. Shoulder up by Noam Dar. This is round 6. We got 1 minute 55 left. It's 1-1. Real competitive opening contest. Chop coming in there by Chad Gable. Kick coming in there by Noam Dar. Back elbow. I love that back elbow. 1, 2. Kick out by Gable. Back elbow by Noam Dar. Round 6. 1 minute 25. Counting down on the clock. Both guys down in the middle of the ring. Both guys have got their teams, their support network, giving them words of encouragement. You didn't see Frazier when he was on Cheers, said Larry. I didn't, because I never used to watch Cheers. I got into Frazier when it was Frazier. I never used to watch Cheers. It was a bit before my time. So obviously I know that he was on there, and I've seen him like make little appearances whenever Cheers has been on, but I've never sat down and watched Cheers. And like, I couldn't tell you, you know, what he did on Cheers. I think he just went to the bar. I think he was just a regular, wasn't he? But no, Cheers is not a program I've ever really given much time to. It doesn't. I've watched little moments of it. I don't find it that funny. Moonsault. Ankle lock applied there by Chad. Chad has got an ankle lock applied to Noam Dar. We got 10 seconds left to go here. Again, ankle lock applied. Noam Dar. Oh, it's really in. Noam Dar teasing that he's going to tap, but we get to the end of the round. And of course, as soon as we get to the end of the round, Noam Dar starts tapping away. He tapped, but he tapped after the bell. So it's 1 round each. In the event of a tie, the Heritage Cup does not change hands. Noam Dar retains thanks to the fact it was 1-1. So it was a draw. It was a draw. It's basically a time limit draw. Mark, shout out to you. Jobson said, how about Manifest? I saw the first few episodes. I thought it seemed quite an interesting concept, but I didn't watch any more than that. If it was on, if it was like something I could watch, I'd watch it. It's about a plane, isn't it? That kind of, when it lands, didn't like a load of years. Didn't it turn out they were actually in the air for years? Felt like a normal flight, but when they landed, like years had gone by. It was an interesting concept. Maxine just went down. Oro trying to push Otis down. Otis pushing Oro Mensah over. Oh, Otis and Lash Legend. Do you remember this from last week? She's like, no. Oh, Maxine slaps Lash. Lash goes into the arms of Otis. I think that might... Oh, yeah. Lash got... Look at his face. I don't know if I just witnessed sexual assault, but either way. Maxine slapped Lash. Lash fell into the arms of Otis. Otis was like, oh, yeah. JBL. This is JBL. He's decided this week's matches. Bum. Ba-ba-dum, bum. Jobson said they need a sudden death to break the tie. Big Time said that was an L finish. Tom said they should have done a golden round. Ian said, I'm at NXT. It's really, really good. Isn't this week taped? Frasier was in over 200 episodes of Cheers. Cheers was funny and comforting, and it gives you a good family vibe. I became a wrestling god, says JBL. This is your opportunity. Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport, you remind me of me. He used to have those outfits. Thea, Hale. The Spitfire. Can't wait to see who will qualify in the Iron Survivor Challenge. So, Blair Davenport against Thea Hale. We've also got Lyra Valkyria defending against Xia Li. So, Blair Davenport, Thea Hale, Iron Survivor Challenge. Lyra Valkyria, Xia Li, Women's Championship. James said, Otis gives us all hope. First Mandy, now Maxine. He's just got it, isn't he? He's got it. I want the jar of money that's behind him. Lyra Valkyria and Xia Li for the NXT Women's Championship next, said WWE AEW fam. New Japan has speciality matches where they add up the seconds. Someone pins their opponent at the end of a 10-minute match. Whoever has the least seconds pinned wins. That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. I like that. That's a good idea. As long as a 3 can still win. I wouldn't want to have to watch 10 minutes just for the sake of watching 10 minutes. I think, you know, I'm guessing a 3 pinfall or a submission could still win that match. But if the match has got to the 10-minute mark, then you just add up the number of seconds someone's been pinned. I've never heard of that. I really like that. That's good. Who said that? Crispy chicken for you. Shout out to you. I like it. Michael said, Daze, are you a fan of Lash Legend? I really think she could be a megastar. I am not a big fan of Lash Legend. I've seen a few of her matches and they've been poor. She's actually been in NXT a long time. I mean, she was OG NXT 2.0, and you know, it kind of feels like so was Grayson Waller. He's already moved up. It feels like so was Bron Breakker. We're waiting for him to move up. So was Carmelo Hayes. He's already been champion. We're waiting for him to get called up. So you look at someone like Lash Legends, and it feels like we haven't even got started with her. It feels like she was so far behind everyone else and it's took us so long to get the basics down that we might be at a point now where we could start doing something with her now. But it's been years. She's been there years. And I don't feel like much progress has been made. So I look at her and I'm like, she's got a size to her, so that's an advantage. You know, she's not a little thing. She's got a good size to her. But I can't say that I've seen like great matches out of her. Can't say that I've heard great promos out of her. To me, she's like a work in progress, and it'll be interesting to see what we get out of her. So for me, the fact she's been there as long as she has, and we've not made more improvement with her, is a real cause for concern. There's alarm bells ringing. Alarm bells are ringing that we've not made quicker progress. But that's in the past. You know, where she is now and where she could get to over the next 12 months. Let's have a look. Let's see what she can do. Took her a bit longer to get the basics, seemingly, but hopefully now we're up and running. Let's see what she can deliver. She's in a good group. I like her being in the Metaphor group. I mean, the Metaphor group feel like they're pretty fun. Definitely feels like there's potential for some to, you know, break out of this eventually and go on to bigger things. And maybe she can use this as a launching pad. Okay, they're talking about WWE 12. Big 12. WWE partners with the 2023 Championship game. And here we are with Tony and Stax. They've got the NXT Tag Team titles. The family. Jade will be at Mania. Don't worry, said Alex. Jade has just disappeared from WWE, said Tom. Okay, where are they? They are Renato. Are they at their restaurant? Hey! Okay. Is the family? Yay! Big celebration! It's kind of a fun setting, isn't it? To the underboss and the Don. Chin down. I like this girl. I like this girl because she's got such a thick accent that I think she's putting on, but she's got such a thick accent. It makes her stand out. It makes her different. I like different. Tonight is your night. Trick and Carmelo are backstage, so the family going out for a little meal, and there was a surprise party for them. Briggs is a bad boy. Last week you were there for me, so how about tonight I'll be there for you? Carmelo wants to run this play by himself. Get your dub tonight. I like his chain. His chain says 1 of 1. I don't know why. I thought it said M for mellow, but it doesn't. It says 1 of 1. He's probably always had that, and I've probably always thought it said M. Here's Lyra. Lyra, Valkyria making her way down to the ring then. Women's Championship match. I think the fact that it's not at the end of the show main eventing implies that Xia Li might be about to take another L. Although, she's just jumped Lyra from behind. Lyra's down. Ooh, could this delay it for the main event? Could this delay it? Xia Li jumps Lyra. Lyra goes down. It's a bit silly, wasn't it? Bit silly by Xia Li because potentially now she's not going to get a match if Lyra's injured. Someone in the crowd shouts, Lyra, get up! Lyra, get up. It's Black Friday soon, love. Get up, Lyra! There's sales on Amazon. It's both. It's one in the shape of an M for Mello. It's good at that. Oh, so it's you think it's meant to be both? It looks like an M, but it's also one of one. Nice. It's a good chain. Crispy Chicken said, on the New Japan match, there is no 3 count, but you can submit. So you could pin someone for X amount of seconds. I don't like it anymore. Rubbish. Should be able to pin them for 3 and the match is just over like a normal match. But if you can't do that, then we add up all the 2s and the 1s and take it from that way. I mean, if you can win a match by, like, submission anyway, then, you know what I mean, why can't you just get the 3 count like normal? They've ruined it. They've ruined it. I knew they'd ruin it. Stupid New Japan. In wrestling, it's very simple. You pin someone for 3 or you get them to submit. I mean, there are DQs and count-outs as well, but let's not confuse things, right? But I like the idea of rather than us going 10 minutes and, like, that's it, time limit draw, let's use something else. Like, let's have a look and count up the seconds, like, from the near pinfalls, you know? Because then even like near pinfalls will matter even more, you know. Little thing in the corner just showing you the seconds, and I like all of that. But they've ruined it. They've ruined it. 3 count should end matches. But Daze, was Theory's Money in the Bank briefcase run the best or the worst? What if he had the? It was the we spoke about this the other day. His run was okay with it. Because, I mean, he tried to cash in at, like, SummerSlam. And there was a couple of times that he tried to cash in. His actual cash-in is the worst I've seen. I have never seen a worse cash-in attempt than Austin Theory's. Because, first of all, it didn't succeed. So, straight away, you only have to deal with the failed cash-in attempts, right? And then add in the fact that he failed on a mid-card title. He didn't even fail going for a world title. He failed on a mid-card title. He wasn't even trying to get the biggest title you could. He was trying to get a mid-card title, and he failed at that as well. I mean, it was unfathomably bad. It was unfathomably bad. To the point where I can't believe someone signed it off. I can't believe someone decided this was what we were going to be doing. But they did. And whoever it is, I hate them. Do you know who I blame? I blame Vince McMahon. I blame Vince. Hashtag fire Vince. Big Time said, I know Raw rating isn't something to do cartwheels over, but it could have been slaughtered. But it's not. But is it not concerning how 300,000 have been missing for weeks and months? They can barely break the habit and become lapsed. Well, I think the whole thing's concerning. I mean, I think Raw going down to 1-3, 1-4 is a concern. Because those are depths that we haven't sunk to before. I mean, Triple H is responsible for the lowest rated segment in Raw history. Which did a 1.2 something. It's the lowest segment, I believe. So, I think the whole thing's a concern. I mean, it's all just trending in that direction. If you look at a line of segment ratings and show ratings. I mean, it for years and years and years, it's just done that. So, you know, we spoke about it earlier. Yeah, it's heading in that direction. But then, you know, we said, is that because people can still watch wrestling, but just in a completely different way? And then that's what led us on to a conversation about physical media, which then led us to a conversation about Black Friday and box set sales, and the James Bond box set being £12, which is still an amazing bargain. So, you know, it really did open up a whole can of worms. Okay, coming up next, we're not getting Lyra and Zaya. Instead, we're getting Blade and Enofe taking on Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Boom. Horror King said, I wish Velveteen Dream would make a comeback. JC Penny looking James Chadwick. I am really cook you on the mic. What segment was it? What segment was what? What segment was what, bud? The last one was Zaya attacking Lyra. So we didn't get the match. Then we went to commercial break. We've just come back and the teams are already out there and we're just going straight into this tag match now. Do you agree that Zaya is a better wrestler? Better wrestler than what? Better wrestler than who? Or what? Better wrestler than Bryan Danielson? No. Better wrestler than Okada? Better wrestler than Julia Hart? Kid don't want the smoke, said James. The lowest rated segment from Triple H. Michael, shout out to you. In the ring, Chop coming in there by... I still don't know the difference between Enofe and Blade, you know. Really rubbish when it comes to, like, tag teams that we just don't see on a regular basis. I struggle with Del Toro and Wilds. I still haven't got my head around which one is Price and Nima. Now I'm struggling with Enofe and Blades. Thankfully, I would know Thea and Sanga now because of Thea having that little run on the main roster. But if I don't see a tag team for a while, I really struggle. Boom. Against the ropes goes drop kick. Garza. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Would you buy used soap? No, but I did see that you can get soap from Amazon that comes in strips. So it's a bar of soap that's been finely cut, and you just slide a strip off and use that. And it leaves the rest of the soap. So you just use what you need to use, and the rest of the soap's there, and then you slide another strip off. It's a bar of soap that's been cut into strips. I love those weird things you can find on Amazon little videos. They're addictive. I don't like Xia Li. She doesn't make... Oh, she makes 0 sense. She demands all these matches and then sabotages them before they start. What's the point? Said Jennifer. Sending messages. I mean... I'd imagine she'll get her title match at some point. But when she gets that title match, she'll still probably be facing a fairly fit, fairly strong Lyra. So I agree. I don't really get the purpose of attacking your opponent other than to keep them on the toes and show that you're in control, whatever. But it's not really something that I'm really engaged with. Also, the whole display of like, wah. I mean, you can't use those weapons during a match. Wah. So I think it's probably meant to show off her martial arts abilities. But why doesn't she just show that off during the matches? I don't know if I've seen much from her that's martial arts inspired during the matches. There's a few kicks and whatever. But, like, she does this big show before she comes to the ring, and then I think her matches are just sort of pretty standard. So, I mean, like, why doesn't she show us, like, her martial arts skills during the matches? But she can do some stuff in the ring. She's not horrible in the ring at all. She can do some stuff in the ring. So, Xia Li is someone that I think is interesting because she just hasn't been used. So it's really hard to get a gauge as to where she is because really we've only just started seeing her again. She's been sat in catering for months and months and months and months and months. Enofe charging over. And again, Enofe, top rope enziguri. Climbing up top. Perched. Ball rolled through. Good work by Humberto. Picking up Enofe. Powerbomb! Boom! Tag. In comes Angel Garza. Angel. Throw in Enofe. Enofe got chucked up in the air. Angel Garza. Bang! Big boot to the midsection. It's a win for Angel Garza. Humberto Carrillo. Do you think they'll regret those tattoos in the future? Did Steve Blackman do true martial arts style better in the ring? I think, yes. I think she is someone that can do striking and can do things, but I don't think she's really put it all together yet. To be honest, I still think they're a bit confused about what her character is because, like, she's, I think, meant to be like some martial artist, like Japanese, like Chun-Li type, but she doesn't really fight like Chun-Li. I have not seen one spinning bird kick. Not one. You know when the leg goes really quick as well? I haven't seen her do that either. Or what was her fireball call? She didn't have Hadouken. She had a fireball though. If I can't be in the Iron Survivor Challenge, I want to see one of you guys in it. I've been waiting my life for this. So Briggs is ready. Mellow, don't miss. Right, coming up next, Iron Survivor Challenge. Carmelo versus Briggs. I hope they find a better path for her. I think she could be a great character with her cultural background. I agree. I agree. I think she provides something a little bit different. I mean, she's Chinese, isn't she? I can't really name too many Chinese. Actually, don't know loads about her. She's from Chongqing, China. Chongqing. She's 35. Where did she sign from? Where did she sign from? She was in the... She signed in 2017. I don't know what she was doing before that. Before joining WWE, Lee was a lifelong combat sports athlete, competing in the martial art of Wushu. Wushu is a competitive Chinese martial art. It integrates concepts and forms from various traditional martial arts, including Shaolin, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and Wudang Quan. Don't know. Wushu is practiced through forms. Its long history was developed in 1949. What is it? Is it just striking? What is it? So competitions are just like routines where you go through the different movements. Looks like there are some weapons that can be used as well. I wonder if that's what she uses. So she is actually legitimately properly trained in this wushu. It was an unofficial sport at the 2008 Olympics. Interesting. So hang on, what was she doing? She was doing that, was she? She was the co-founder of her own fitness studio, and she achieved multiple first-place finishes in various martial arts and fitness competitions, including the second World Traditional Chinese Wushu Championship, the Nike Challenge competition, and first China Throwdown Battle on the Bund. Oh, you know Battle on the Bund, don't you? Eh? Battle on the Bund. So she was doing all that, and then she joined WWE in 2017. She was probably one of those, like, next in line, do you know what I mean, type things. So she wasn't seemingly an amateur wrestler. She wasn't a professional wrestler on the Chinese circuit. She was, like, being a fitness model, but she does have a martial arts background, a legit martial arts background. But she is very disciplined. Don't mess with her. She will kill you, says K-pop lover. Gonna mess with her now, just to see if that's true. Michael said, who right now in WWE people might have forgotten about who hasn't been champion? Well, we spoke about this the other day of, like, people that are being overlooked, and I was saying, like, Odyssey Jones, because I know he's not the biggest name, and I know he hasn't done loads down in NXT, but Odyssey Jones is a big boy, man, and we haven't seen him yet on the main roster. He's he could be someone, if they get him right, he could be someone really significant. He sort of feels like this generation's Mark Henry. That's what I'd compare him to. But even more fun. There's Odyssey Jones. If you've never seen him, if you're watching this stream, I'm guessing you have. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy. The charisma of larger-than-life newcomer Odyssey Jones is proven to be as massive as his frame. Speeds. He turned heads in the NXT Breakout Tournament in 2021. After much success in NXT, he did not have much success in NXT. Jones was selected by Raw in the 2023 draft. People forget that. He's a Raw superstar. He got drafted to Raw. And we ain't seen him. I don't know where he's gone. So when we talk about people being overlooked, I always think about people that just aren't getting onto TV. Like Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, they've just fallen off the flipping planet. In fact, where have they gone? They did a few weeks of vignettes, and we haven't had anything since. So where did they go? We are underway with Carmelo and Briggs. Boa, we've been seeing a little bit of him in the background, haven't we, Boa? I'm not really crazy about Boa, but he's someone else that went missing. And Pete Dunne, where's he gone? I haven't seen him for years. Dropkick by Carmelo. Carmelo going to the outside, goes after Briggs. Briggs over by the commentary table. Big shot coming in there by Briggs. Grabs Carmelo, slams him into the edge of the ring. So Carmelo in the ring. This is an Iron Survivor Challenge. Big boot there by Carmelo as Briggs goes to the outside. There was a report that Odyssey's going to get put with Lashley and the Street Profits. Is there really? I'm down for that. I'm down for that. He could be really, like, fun with them. The only problem is I don't think he would be fun. He would be fun in the sense of he's a big guy. Do you know what I mean? He would be, amazingly, he would be the monster of the group. And that's a group that includes Bobby Lashley. And, you know, even Dawkins is a big boy, but Odyssey Jones is going to outshadow both of them. Fade away by Carmelo. Briggs goes to the outsides. Amazingly, we've already had 50 minutes, so we've already had... Carmelo comes down onto Briggs. Shots coming in. Mello looks like the Haiti kid in this match, said Zoom Station. Mello is going over to the crowd, puts his arms in the air. It's perched. Goes into the arms of Briggs. Briggs throws Mello into the ring. Big shot there by Briggs. A lot of wrestlers are doing dark matches, said Kirby. Jay Balvin said, Daze, what makes the vehicle entrance so popular and which one did you like? Mine is the Dune buggy from Logan, Undertaker's bike, the hip-hop bounce car. Which one did you like? Well, I think what makes it popular is that anything that's going to be different from just a wrestler walking out, anything that's different to that is interesting, you know? So if a vehicle's going to be involved, I mean, the best has got to be the tank, innit? The best has got to be Rusev at WrestleMania 31 coming out in an actual tank. I mean, that was sick. That was sick. So I would think that. But you know which one took me by surprise? And I absolutely loved it. And I thought that it could actually really benefit his character if you really did lean into this, and like it showed me how great his presentation could be. Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania this year, coming out in the police van, like all handcuffed and everything, and they were like, do you know what I mean? He looked like a criminal. He'd been brought in all handcuffed and shackled, and the police undid it, and like he was a freed man. Now, do you know, I was looking at that and I was like, could you imagine if Dominic Mysterio looked like Brock Lesnar? Could you imagine if like there was this person that was locked up and like he only was allowed out for certain matches, and the police van pulled into the stadium and like they undid the handcuffs and like, do you know what I mean? He's ready to go type thing. You could have, that would be such a sick gimmick. Such a sick gimmick. I thought it looked amazing when Dominic came in with the police van. And I was really looking at it and going, man, do you know what? That looks so good. Looks so good. Like that's like we should lean into that more. Because the prison thing was like he went to prison for a few hours one night, like wasn't it like New Year's Eve or something? But like disrupting the family, and like the police came and he made out that he'd been in there a long time and he had to cut deals, and you know, it was a bit of fun and it all led to WrestleMania. But then we sort of just stopped it and dropped it, and we haven't done any more. Even those, do you remember those little vignettes where like the Valentine's Day went out, Rhea and Dominic, and they interrupted Ray's Valentine's thing, and at Christmas they went round Ray's house, and I think it was, can't remember if it was Christmas or if it was Thanksgiving, but they did about 3. And as I said, they were fun on their own, those little vignettes. They were fun on their own, but one of them resulted in Dominic getting arrested, and that's where the whole prison thing came from, which was such a big part of his gimmick in the early part of this year that, I mean, those vignettes were worth their weight in gold. They, just for the prison thing alone, they were worth doing. And we haven't done any more. It doesn't make any sense. We haven't gone back to it. We haven't done any more of them. And I don't know why. I can't get my head around why. They were such a success. So, yeah, I loved Dominic in the police van. I thought it made him look like an absolute crazed criminal. And the tank was goated. Dum Dum prison sentence was tough. He told me all about it, says Tom. I could see that happening with Bron Breakker, said Jennifer. That'd be great. It's such a great gimmick. We should have done that with Nails back in the day, but to be honest, we weren't really doing those kinds of entrances. Those big WrestleMania entrances were not a thing around that time. You know, you're looking about, what, 92 for that? 92. I mean, to be honest, I don't even think Nails was really around, was he, during a WrestleMania? He was caught. I think he might have joined after WrestleMania 8 and was gone by WrestleMania 9. But even if he was there, then we weren't doing those kinds of entrances. But man, could you imagine that gimmick in 2023 of like a prisoner that's allowed out to fight and, like, you know, raise a bit of extra cash, raise a bit of extra money, sends in his promos from prison, and like he appears on like pay-per-views. It'd be difficult to, like, because obviously you wouldn't be able to get him on like the weekly shows. You might be able to get him in for the odd one, but he would have to be like a special attraction. He'd have to be like a part-time special attraction. You wouldn't be seeing him on house shows. I don't know. People don't really like that part-time thing, but I think it's such an interesting gimmick. Could you imagine that? It'd be a bit like the Undertaker streak. Who's gonna beat whatever his name is? You know, Chris the Convict, Convict Chris, Prisoner Pete. That's so bad. It's so bad. I love it. Who's gonna beat Prisoner Pete? Shots coming in by Carmelo. How Tony Khan could clear Adam Cole to wrestle, but 20 guys tried to stop MJ, said Zoom Station. MJF. Boom. Planted. Briggs comes crashing down on Carmelo. We're almost at the halfway point. Mitchell said, don't miss my super chat. I didn't even see any super chats, but it would have been officially missed. Mitchell said, happy Thanksgiving. Love you, Daze. Happy Thanksgiving, Mitchell. That's Thursday, isn't it? So, yeah, have a good one, everyone. Mitchell, I hope you and your family have a good one as well, buds. It's not something we celebrate over here, but I'm very pleased that you do celebrate Thanksgiving because it's given us the gift that is Black Friday. And we have Black Friday over here, but we just don't really know why we have it. But we just have it. So a big thank you for that. Although, as we've spoken about, it's probably more a curse than a blessing for me. So, Mitchell, I hope you have a good one. Mitchell said, I probably won't be here on Wednesday or Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. Well, that's a disgrace, to be honest. That's a disgrace. I don't see why this community should suffer just because you are celebrating the fact that Native Americans gave your ancestor some fruit, right? Come on. Carmelo, springboard, crossbody to Briggs. I hope you in the chat have a good holiday. P.S. I hope AJ returns over Punk. Well, we don't celebrate it, but Thanksgiving. I didn't even know what it was until earlier today. But Triple T tells me that it's giving thanks because the Native Americans gave food and resources to the Pilgrims. So it's giving thanks that they were supportive or something, kind, lovely people. And you lot thank them by taking their land and pillaging. So I hope you're ashamed. It's a disgrace, to be honest. It's a flipping disgrace. Thankfully, Britain's history is squeaky clean. We've never done anything wrong. Don't Google that. But so we've got nothing to be ashamed about. But that's a disgrace how you treated the Native Americans. And then you went and named a load of sports teams after them, and then did a whole cultural appropriation. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? It's a bit awkward. But I just want to say thank you for Black Friday. And also, all those things that I just spoke about, I don't even know if they're true. Because I only found it all out earlier today and I might have been lied to. So I don't know what I'm on about. Dark Angel says spotless. Perfect. We're basically the Red Cross of the world. That's how you should think of Britain. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up by Carmelo. GC said, thanks for the smallpox, said the Native Americans. That was a gift they did not appreciate. Jeremy said, basically, that's exactly what happens. Pretty much, I've painted a picture like we were there. Briggs is climbing up, going over to the corner. And the Black Plague. Did you give him that as well, did you? Jesus. It's not a fair trade, is it? I wonder how the Native Americans feel about Thanksgiving. I wonder if they give thanks for meeting the Pilgrims. Again, just a fun fact. I haven't got a clue what I'm on about. Carmelo in the... Oh, hello! Lexis King has come down. Lexis King comes down. Carmelo... Oh, my... Whoa! Briggs just took his head off, man. Booker T was like... Yeah! Briggs just decapitated Carmelo. Moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo does not qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge. And that clothesline. Lexis King with a big smile on his face. So looks like Carmelo's going to go into a feud with Lexis King. I want to see that shot again. He just took his damn head off, man. Took his damn head off. Carmelo in the corner. Is this it? So he goes over. He kicks Lexis King. Lexis King goes down. He goes over. Do you know what? He hit him so hard. It was like a factory reset. Oh, every memory that Carmelo's got, gone. Gone. Erased. That's what it should be called. That's a sick name for a move. The factory reset. Ah! Well, there's a name I wasn't expecting in the Iron Survivor Challenge. Josh Briggs qualifies. Carmelo Hayes doesn't. And seemingly he is going to be on a collision course with Lexis King. Lyra is backstage. She said this match is still happening. Lyra's ring gear looks like there's green hands touching her boobs. That's what it looks like to me. Green hands. Like this. But then I am a perv. Right, here's Wesley. Mello can miss. Jeez, Briggs didn't miss. Briggs didn't miss. Woo. His head off, man. Josh Briggs kind of gives me JBL vibes, said Tom. That was almost a JBL type clothesline, said here is the thing. Big Time said Lexis King went from being quite cool to being channel changing pretty quick. I'm not feeling this, dudes. Yeah, I'm not feeling him at the moment. I agree. That promo was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Still haunts me. When I close my eyes, I can still see him delivering it. It's a Sable tribute, said Russell Andy. True fans know. The real ones know. Who's going to take the title off MJF, said Serious Gaming. Well, I would like for it to be Samoa Joe, but I don't think it'll be Samoa Joe. I think that they are going to continue building MJF and keep committing to MJF. So I think he'll get past Samoa Joe. So who's going to get it off him is a very good question. I would like for it to be Swerve, but I don't know that they're going to be able to build up Swerve big enough. I feel like whoever gets it needs to be a big name. I mean, it's Jericho has had it. Omega has had it. Moxley has had it. Has Danielson had it? Has Danielson had it? I don't even know if Danielson's had it, to be honest. I don't think he has. Maybe Danielson? Maybe Danielson can get it off him. Maybe it'll be Edge. But in order for it to be Adam Copeland, then MJF will likely have to go back to being heel. But I think he should go back to being heel. Please go back to being heel. And then we could do MJF against Adam Copeland, and Adam Copeland can have it. So, but if he doesn't, then maybe Christian can get it. Christian getting it would be great. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. So whoever wins out of Copeland Christian could go on to face MJF. So I didn't really answer your question. But I would like MJF to turn heel, and I would like Adam Copeland to get it or Danielson to get it. Oh, no, don't mind Samoa Joe, but I don't think Samoa Joe's going to get it. Ba-bum-bum-bum. I really need to start saving money because SmackDown is going to be in Chicago, said Malik. Mitchell said, if you had to predict one storyline talking point in the men's and the women's War Games match, what would it be? EO is definitely going to do a big move. She always does big moves. Do you remember when she put the trash can on her head and jumped off the top? She's also done like a moonsault off the top as well. Like EO always tends to get a big spot, which tends to be the biggest spot in the women's match. So I think one of the talking points will be EO is going to do something big in the War Games match. And the talking point in the men's is surely just going to be however Randy looks, whatever Randy looks like. I mean, there is potential for both teams to suffer some sort of split. So, like, you know, we could see Damage Control split. We could see Judgment Day split. Damage Control feels too bloated to me. I'm struggling to believe that Asuka is really a Damage Control member and not... You know, like how Drew isn't a member of Judgment Day, is just helping them out. I feel like Asuka's the same. I don't see her as a true Damage Control member. I think she's just helping them out. So, thinking there's got to be some development there. I can't see Bayley and Asuka running in the same group for a long time. It just seems too powerful. Seems too big, powerful. I don't know. So there is definitely potential for there to be a split in one of those groups, either Damage Control or Judgment Day. And there's some saying, will Randy turn on his team? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we've got to be careful with Randy and take our time with Randy, and him getting involved in like big turns leading to a big feuds. It just feels like people want to run a bit too quickly, you know? That's the world we live in. No one's got any patience. Do you know what I mean? Just settle down. Randy's coming back. Let's celebrate the fact he's back and enjoy the fact he's back. And then we'll hear from him on Monday. Put him in a tag team or do a little something. But no, he's got to come back and turn on Cody. And there's got to be a feud. And it's all got to be a big thing. Hello. Von Wagner's brought some... I don't like these two. You look great, Von. Tara. Giving him a hug. Jesus Christ, are these scary kids? Are those... Is this Robert Stone's family? They're like twins. I wasn't expecting two like twins to be like Asparagus sucks. What is this? I don't know what this is. I'm watching kids and Von eat spaghetti. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Oh, the kids are staring at the head scars. It's rude to stare. It's rude to stare at the freak. Let's see those muscles. School was good except for the older kids. Von Wagner's offering to beat up children for the kids. Yeah, see that woman's face? That's how I feel. The woman's like, true question. Why are these segments so bad? Who writes these? And why have they still got a job? Write their names down. I've got you. Bron is still threatening to beat up children. And they all get excited as the cookies arrive. Jesus. Anyone ever says to me, NXT is like 10 out of 10, it's a brilliant show, it's perfect, I'll be like, Von Wagner. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down and be humble, in the words of Kendrick Lamar. Sit down and be humble. I don't want to hear you lot bad-mouthing AEW ever again. Ever again. The flipping Kota Ibushi on a bike, bopping people with a pole, with a plastic pipe. Seemed like flipping Brett Shawn Iron Man match compared to what I just had to watch there with Von Wagner. The NXT cooking channel. They look more like Wagner than Stone. Something fishy's going on. Listen, if it turns out that he's had an affair and they're actually his kids, I take it all back. I take it all back. That will be the greatest segment ever. But sadly, I don't think we're going that way. Mitchell said, what is Von's characters? And these segments suck. Don't know. Don't know. How did they get that video back and go? We'll play that. We'll play that. Do you know who needs to see this? Everyone. I'd look at it and go, do you know who needs to see this? No one. And can someone get me that Men in Black thing where it, like, erases your mind? Can you get me that as well? Because even I don't need it. Right, let's move on. Wesley is in the ring. He says he's found himself. What if those kids are being bullied by Vince McMahon at school? Would Von Wagner go and beat him up? Serious question. What would Von do? That's how you can save that segment. Put down the names Vince McMahon and Triple H. Who's bullying you at school? Vince McMahon, Triple H. What are you going to do now, Von? What are you going to do now? Right, Wes was waffling. We've had a lot of food on this episode. And we were just getting some waffles. But here's Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom. Ex-con Dom. The one thing you do better than anyone is make these people feel bad for you. You're good at it. 2 months ago, you got beat by Elia. You took time off, came back, lost to Corbin. And you think you deserve a title shot? I mean, that is true. That is true. Their opinion, just like yours, is worthless. Wes tells Dominic to shut up. I'm pretty sure. Just like a cockroach, you're going to continue to survive. I'm willing to do anything and everything to get it back. They're still booing away at Dominic. Next week, you're going to have to face 3 other former champs. So there's going to be a fatal 4-way, seemingly, to get a new #1 contender. Okay, so where's... This says... Dominic said this will be your last shot. So, fatal 4-way next week. But the fact we've just got this segment makes it feel like Wes is winning that match. And it feels like we're heading towards Dominic versus Wes at Deadline. Okay. Oh, yeah, the whole investigation in Andre Chase. What? Do you remember all the students walking out? There was a scandal. Chase U under investigation. Yeah. To be the Dom, you got to beat the Dom, said that's what she said. You owe us. Is Mr. Chase here? Oh. I bet they're nudes. It normally turns out to be nudes, doesn't it? Please come and see me tomorrow, Mr. Chase. So he's gone in to see Sean. Look at JC with the shades on. As presser outside. But what is it? Chase, you should look, getting up, walking out, man. Walking out. Showing off a paper, and it had a big picture on it as well. What does the future holds? I don't understand this storyline. Well, we don't know what it is yet. We just know that there's allegations. Next week, Andre Chase breaks his silence. We're going to find out more next week. Okay, we're backstage with Thea and JC. Thea is upset. There's a good reason why they're not here tonight. You can do this, Thea. Mitchell said Mr. Chase did not have relations with that woman. Linda. Let's go. Blair Davenport, Thea Hale coming up next. Wonder what it is going to be. I wonder what it is going to be. Who do you guys think attacked Trick Williams? Oh, that seems to have been forgotten about, doesn't it? We're not even talking about that anymore. I forgot that was even a story. Trick doesn't seem bothered anymore. I think we've moved on. Mr. Chase, did not have relations with that woman. It's almost like NXT's version of GTV with Chase U, said Santa's Candy Bar. What is the plan after NXT, says Mark. What's the plan? What do you mean? What do you mean? We're back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. For the fallout of Full Gear. We'll do a member stream on Thursday. which will probably be very poorly attended because of it being Thanksgiving. But we don't celebrate that in this country, so I'm not going to take your feelings into consideration. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the greatest member stream ever. Greatest, most unmissable member stream ever. It's going to be so much fun. I've got so much planned. It's going to be action-packed, full of surprises. What a stream. Unmissable. People are saying unmissable Thanksgiving Day member stream. And then we're back on Friday as well. Mr. Unfamiliar said we need a Frasier watch along. That's going to be part of the member stream. Do you celebrate Commonwealth holidays? No. No. There may be a Commonwealth Day, but no one knows of it. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a day that did celebrate the Commonwealth. In fact, there probably should be. But, no, that's not a thing. We really should celebrate the Commonwealth. I think the Commonwealth is something that has potential to be really good. You know, it's a group of countries that could really support each other. And in this world, that's what we need, innit? In this world right now, support, brotherhoods, friendship. That's something that should be treasured. So there should be a Commonwealth Day. But, and there probably is, but we don't celebrate it. And I wouldn't even know how to celebrate it, to be honest. Daze has got an important... Yeah, Kirby, you're right. Important announcement. Huge, important announcement that's going to change the future of the Wrestling Daze YouTube channel. It's historic. I'm going to announce a major signing to the channel on Thursday during the member stream. James said, imagine if Andre Chase paid Tony D and Stacks to off someone. Who did they off? Who did they off? That would be, yeah. Oh, hello, here's... Oh. Is she wearing? She's forgot to put her clothes on? Tiffany Stratton forgot to put her clothes on? She was just on screen in her underwear? In her lingerie? Why was she wearing that? I mean, that looked like lingerie to me. She's a sinner. She's a sinner. She could have had a lovely little top on instead. Don't know what that was. And I don't know why Briggs didn't notice. Unbelievable. Dark Angel said, no complaints from me. Well, I'm not complaining. Do you think they'll put that up on YouTube as like a separate video? I got a tablet the other day. It's got a nice screen on it. Better than trying to watch things on my phone. Bigger picture now. Oh yeah! Right, here's Thea Hale. It's a bit uncomfortable, that was, wasn't it? Oh, hello. What's Thea Hale doing? She's doing a little... Oh, hello. Hit me! Booker's getting all very excited. Thea Hale doing a few little shimmies and bouncing against the ropes. Oh, I tell you what, we've got to the X-rated part of the show now, haven't we? I'll tell you what, the last half an hour of NXT, you don't want to miss that. That's where we go to a different level. Briggs didn't blink. I was drooling. Wow, said Alex. Big Time said, I missed it. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've never seen anything like it. It's the greatest moment of my life. NXT is not PG, said Mr. Craig. I've seen more clothes on Pornhub. I've seen less provocative items of clothing on the Playboy website. Is there a Playboy website? Is there a Playboy website? Let's have a look. Playboy. He's dead, isn't he? Someone else might be running the website now. Playboy shop. Oh, there's a shop. Have they got a Black Friday sale? Playboy shop. Let's have a little look at the Playboy shop. Playboy shop. Thea Hale kicks out. Why is it not loading? Oh, I bet it's one of them fake sites, isn't it? Probably one of them fake sites that just want my data. Working on the arm. It's not loading for whatever reason. Perhaps it's because he's dead. It won't load it now. Yeah, other websites load, but the Playboy one doesn't load. Doesn't load. I'm very distracted because now I want to get onto... There's a YouTube video that only dropped a week ago. The ugly truth about Playboy. Well, I wanted to go onto their shop and have a look at some of the items and see if there was a Black Friday sale, but it won't let me on. There's Playboy Europe. Okay. Let's have a little look at that. Thea Hale charging over. Playboy Europe. Playboy.com. Playboy Europe on Facebook. No. I've got a Playboy shop. Playboy Wikipedia. Playboy Europe is a Facebook group. Oh. Yeah, even that website doesn't work. If you click on the link to the Playboy thing, it just comes up with this site can't be reached. I'm telling you, it's because he's dead. That wouldn't happen if he was still alive. Right. I really want to see Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan succeed in pro wrestling, main eventing and becoming women's world heavyweight champions and women's tag team champions, says Michael. William said, Daze is underage. It's restricted content. I mean, 21. I don't know. Approach got to be 22. Thea Hale goes through the ropes, collides into Blair Davenport. Playboy TV. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not looking to watch programming. I'm not trying to watch porn whilst being on a live stream. But I was interested in there. Like, you know, I thought there might be some cool shirts, Playboy shirts. You know, cheeky little shirt, cheeky little thing. Because I'm a player, guys. I'm a player. You got to remember this about me. Springboard sent on there by Thea Hale. Knees up by Blair Davenport. Oof, knee strike by Blair. China was on Playboy. She was. It's a win for Blair Davenport. Mitchell said Daisy's parental controls are kicking in. Do you know what? It's probably best that I am restricted. Tell you what, a lot of gloomy faces in the crowds. I think they've probably tried to get onto the same websites I have as well. Unsuccessfully. Apparently talent in WWE have not been told the context of Nakamura's promo and who he's calling out, says James. Good. Don't want it ruined. Bembo said, have you seen what's going on in the Brazil-Argentina game? No. Brazilian police attacking Argentina fans in the stands. Well, that's not good. I think they've got an all right relationship, the countries, though, because I know Argentina just got a new, like, president. And I heard Brazil, like, being like, we're gonna, our relationship's as close as ever. We're going to continue working with our brothers and sisters in Argentina. I only read that the other day. So I don't think this might cause some problems. But I don't feel like we need to worry about a South American war or anything, so. Coach Co, shout out to you. Hope you're well, buds. I knew as soon as we started talking about Playboy, our resident community Playboy would rock up. Coach Co said, you can sip on my pickle, you little tickle. Tickle, baby. But the Haley with the baby, Keely Haiti differences to the two, that is pickle, sickle, macon. I don't even know where you get, how, I don't even know where that comes from. Is it just type? Do you just type? Do you copy and paste? How would you even conjure up such a sentence? You can sip on my pickle, you little tickle, baby. Where does that come from? But the Haley with the baby, Keely Haiti differences to the two, that is the pickle, sickle, make on. I don't even know where you start with that. I would think that, imagine if it turns out all of these are secret messages and you actually have to read every other word or something like that, and every other word is the actual message. You ignore every third word. And then we could go back on all the old streams, and actually Coach Co's been secretly crying out for help for the past 2 years. Turns out Coach Co's actually being held hostage and has been trying to communicate this for a long time. And we've just been sat here going, what's he on about? Why does his messages not make any sense? But basically, it's a cry for help, and it has been for a long time. Coach Co, God bless you. I cannot decode what you're saying, but I just hope that you're well and you enjoy Thanksgiving, and that they sort out your medication. Daze Jim Cornette says you should get ExpressVPN so that you can look at your sites without other people knowing. Is that what Jim Cornette says? To be honest, that's where I get all of my internet safety advice from, is Jim Cornette. I think if I want to be safe on the internet and really have a very deep and very richful, meaningful browsing experience, then Jim Cornette is where I would turn. So thank you for letting me know what Jim is saying in regards to the current world of VPNs. Right, we are at commercial break, by the way. Mitchell said, do a charity stream. No. Straight away. I don't even care what the rest of it says. Charity stream. Jesus Christ, mate. I'm trying to get onto the Playboy site. I got Black Friday coming up. I'm busy. Charity stream. God bless you. Right, we got 25 minutes left to go. Q the Light Knight said, no pornography. My wife doesn't allow me to see things like that because I found her. It's fair enough, isn't it? It's fair enough. If you want to see any of those things, just ask her. Just be like, oh, I've got an urge to see a nipple. Can you get one out for me? Don't need it, do you? Boom, she'll do it. As long as she promises to do it whenever and wherever. Because the great thing about pornography is you can look at pretty much anything at any time. So if she's not going to let you look at anything at any time, then she had better be willing to show you anything at any time. That's the conversation I'd be having. That's the conversation I'd be having. I will abide by your rules, but you better abide by mine. And I think that's the secret to a meaningful relationship. Okay, we're just looking back at Ilya Dragunov and Baron Corbin and the history between these two. They don't like each other. They don't like each other. It's no big secret. And they should be colliding at NXT Deadline. Daze, what is your search history? What is my search history? My search history is Playboy TV Europe, Fightful News, Playboy TV Europe, Frasier light up sign with sound, James Bond box sets. That's all it lists at the moment. I mean, that's pretty varied, isn't it? That's pretty varied. And that's just on this stream. But compromise with the wife, says JP. Rhonda was in Playboy. Was she? Was she? She was in, I think, Sports Illustrated. I don't know that I heard she was ever in Playboy. She could have been. Ashley said, Coach Co is actually being held hostage by Daze and is locked up in his cellar. The coded messages are to the viewers, but no one has cracked it yet. I'm being quite clever about it. I'm making it out like it's gibberish. So I'm just really desperately trying to throw you off the scent because I don't want you to know that it's actually a cry for help. So me pointing out that it was a cry for help is actually probably a bad move on my part. But again, I'm hoping if I point out the obvious, you won't look into it any further. Right, this is dull, boring. If you watch the shows each week, then you know what's going on with Ilya Dragunov and Baron Corbin. I still don't think Corbin has found... You burn the ships is cool, but I think we're still playing around with his ring gear. And I still don't think he's really changed his persona. It's still Corbin. Right, in the ring is Charlie Dempsey. He's going to be taking on Eddie Thorpe. Charlie Dempsey versus Eddie Thorpe. Corbin has got children. Yeah. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Here's Eddie Thorpe. Is it just me or has this show been a bit dull? I think it has been a little bit dull. The Carmelo loss was a surprise. That was a moment. And... But the rest of it has been a bit just sort of there, isn't it? I don't know. Well, next, you know, the Andre Chase thing will be interesting next week. I think we've just been spoiled, haven't we, where we've been having some big superstars and big segments. And just sort of feels like we're a bit drifty at the moment. I think it's because, like, we're trying to get qualifiers done for this Iron Survivor Challenge, so a lot of the matches are just really focused on that. And a lot of the big matches are already sorted, so we know we're getting Ilya and Baron Corbin at that Deadline show. We don't know who's facing Dominic yet, but it feels like Wes. We don't know who's facing Stax and Tony. We've still got to figure that out. And has Lyra got an opponent sorted yet? Maybe not. Actually, there's probably a few things we need to sort out. But Lyra needs to get past Xia Li first, and she said she's still going to face her, so feels like that's going to be our main event. We've got 20-odd minutes left to go. Carter Time said this feels like an R-rated stream tonight, and I am here for it. Does feel a bit R-rated, doesn't it? Does feel a bit R-rated. It's not my fault. I tell you what, it was bloody Tiffany Stratton, weren't it? She set us off. And then Thea Hale came down, started shaking what her mama gave her. Charlie Dempsey, that's a horrible bridge because the shoulders weren't down. Underhooks, and he goes over, but Eddie Thorpe's shoulders were not down. Chop coming in there by Eddie Thorpe. Charlie Dempsey with a forearm strike. This should be a fun little match, this. I like both of these guys. Dempsey has really struggled since being with Gulak. Don't know what it is about Gulak. Gulak just seems to suck the joy out of things. Gulak doesn't add joy. He seems to take joy away. I like Dempsey. And then he got put with Gulak, and now, like, Dempsey just feels like he's really dull. Elbows coming into Eddie Thorpe. Mitchell said, for your James Bond box set, I tip my cap to you. Who's your favourite Bonds? Pierce Brosnan is mine. Connery is close. Well, I would probably go Connery as my favourite. I mean, lovely, you know, we know that the Scottish people are not very good at most things, but they've got a lovely accent. Not all of them. The good ones. They've got a nice accent. And Connery had an amazing accent. So Connery looked the part. He's very dashing. He had a great tone to his voice. He, you know, to me was just such a great embodiment for James Bonds. So I really like Connery. I think Roger Moore was all right, but some of his films were a bit out there. Some of his films were a bit wild. Pierce Brosnan, I mean, he was all action. I like Brosnan. But again, some of his kind of jumped the shark a little bit, you know? Some of his were like big budget, but again, like quite... Bond really did get out there sometimes, didn't he, you know? Flipping stuff on the moon and all this stuff. I gotta say, I think my favourite series of films would be the Daniel Craig ones. I think Daniel Craig was an excellent return to what Bond should be, and, like, you know, it's quite real, quite gritty, dark in places. Really, Eddie Thorpe gets the win. So, yeah, I think the whole series, everyone kind of delivers something. Like, you can get something from Roger Moore, you can get something from Connery, you can get something from Craig, you can get something from Pierce Brosnan. Timothy Dalton was another one, wasn't he? He was another Bond. I think you can get something from all of them, but if I was to say my favourite, I'd go Sean Connery. But who's the next Bond? Who is the next Bond? Eddie Thorpe wins that match, but what's this? It's those guys that stand tall at the end. More food? Okay, we got the family enjoying some pasta and wine. Good. That was good. Yeah, that was good. There. Good food, good wine, good clothes. They're getting money. Money's rolling in. Good guy. So people are bringing envelopes. There's another one. You say hi to your mother from me. All right, I see. I love her accent. If that's not an accent, she does it so well. Right, they step outside. Oh, they get jumped. They get jumped by Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. I tweeted you a clip from that Brazil and Argentina game. Bum, bum, bum. What's going on? They drive off. Looks like they're in the NXT car park. Oh, God, yeah. Crazy scenes. Let's go. Yeah. Oh my God. Real blood, Crimea River. That's Desi. Walloping away. I don't know who that is. That's Ronaldo. Whoa! This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Oh, no, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see a kid's fat guy with his t-shirt off. Let's go. He's not fat. He's well made. But yeah, you don't want to see the kids. Look at that. This is more vicious than Kota Ibushi. Push in, shove in. He's got a pole. Wallop him! Yeah! Like a piñata. Fight, 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 fight. Leave it, Tony. See that woman? Leave it, Tony. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Tone. Oh, I think he's hurt. Is he hurt? Or perhaps he's just an emotional dude. Crazy scenes. Well, I hope no one got seriously hurt, and I hope that kid was safe. Crazy scenes in the stands at the Macarena between Brazilian police and the Argentina fans. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. What's the #1 trend? MK Deng. How's that? Is the #1 trend. How's MK Deng? I don't even know what that is. I thought, oh, Brazil's the #2 trend in the UK. Brazil fans leaving the stadium in the 80th minute. Halftime, Brazil 0, Argentina 0. 20 fouls, 3 yellow cards, 1 shot on target. Sounds like a great game. Argentina, Brazil has always been an exciting fixture, but not once did I expect to see this. Sad state of affairs. Brazil had more hits on DePaul's face than shots on target. I think they lost the game, did they? Was it? Did they lose 1-0? Did it happen afterwards, or was it like before, or what? Crazy. Pierce Brosnan was in Universal Pictures movie musicals Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again. Ian, shout out to you. Appreciate it. As touching as the ending of No Time to Die is, they really painted themselves into a corner. I can imagine they'll bring him back by cloning him. Nah, the thing is with Bond is I think that there's been lots of 007s. So, like, the fact that 007 has died, like, because you even see in that film that there's... He's left the organization and he meets a new 007. So the name James Bond and 007 is just, it's not their real name. It's just it's the identity that they get given. So, you know, if this Bond dies, we just replace him with a different Bond. It's not the same Bond, like, that you keep watching. But the guys all have the same sort of personality trait. They're all into the same drinks and they all like the same types. Well, they all like women. And they're all into the same kind of drinks. None of them are like happily married. Like happily married teetotalers. I don't know if we're ever going to get that Bond, to be honest. Imagine if that's the next Bond. Just, I don't like taking risks. Don't like taking risks. Don't like to drink. And happily married with kids. Got to get back so there's a school play. Let's go. That's the future. I never saw any of the Bonds. What's the best order to watch them? Don't think there is an order, to be honest. I would say, like, they don't really do, like, jumps. Each film kind of stands on its own. I think the Daniel Craig ones tend to have, like, a story that sort of connects, so certainly with the Daniel Craig one, just go with the order they were released. But there's not really, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think you could watch pretty much any Bond and then follow it with a different Bond, and each movie is its own sort of thing. But I would watch the Daniel Craig ones in order. Ariana Grace is talking, by the way. That's for common. Envy is an incurable disease, says Ariana Grace. I love you all. She's such a good person. Okay, so Fatal 4-Way match next week. If Wesley wins, he will challenge Dirty Dom. What? Wesley is going to be taking on Cameron Grimes, Bronson Reed, and Johnny Gargano next week on NXT. And Jerry the King Lawler's going to choose his Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying matches as well. Jerry Lawler. Puppies! Also, Tony and Stacks are taking on Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo next week for the NXT Tag Titles. Here comes Xia Li. This is our main event. Lyra Valkyria against Xia Li. Kyria versus Xia Li. Go on, do your wushu. Wushu. What? Ah! Ch. I don't see the skill in that, you know. I don't get it. She just sort of screams and goes, I'm doing all this untrained. I've never been trained. Boring, mate. I like her little sword things, though. Might get some of them for Christmas. Do they do them in Black Friday? Imagine if they sold them on WWE Shop. Authentic Xia Li. Hand knives or whatever. Here's Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria has made her way down. Perv. Chinese martial arts. Suck. You think they'd be awesome at martial arts, but they suck. Turns out they've just been faffing around for centuries. Lyra goes down. Do you know what I remember when I used to run around and play with two brushes? What the hell are those, says Malik. I don't know what they're called. WWE AEW fan said, I could care less about this match, but I'm still going to watch it for the sake of it. I saw a rumor a while ago that the next Bond could be Idris Elba. Love him. It's cool. Tom Holland. Don't know much about him. Tom Holland. No, he looks like a boy. Looks like a child. Who's this? Who's this? Who's this man? Who's this child? That's not Bond. Look at him. Looks like he gets bullied. No. No. Need, what's his name? Tom Hardy. That's who we need. Sure it wasn't Tom Hardy? Now there's Bonds. There's Bonds. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This is Bond right here. Tom Hardy. Bond, but with an edge. Lovely. Lovely. Great actor he is. Love Tom Hardy's work. Actually, what films has Tom Hardy been in? Filmography. He was obviously in Dark Knight Rises as Bane. Amazing. He was in Last Jedi, was he? Spider-Man, Venom, Last Jedi, Dunkirk, Legend, Mad Max, Lawless, Dark Knight Rises, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Inception, Bronson. Been in a lot of films. I don't know if he's been in anything I want to watch, though. We are at commercial break, by the way. Best Tom Hardy films. Apparently Mad Max is the best one, and Dunkirk is the second best one, and Locke is the third best one. From 2013. A one-man show set in a single confined location. Locke demands a powerful performance, and it gets it from a never more compelling Tom Hardy. He's a goat, man. He's such a good actor. Apparently Mad Max is his best film. Dunkirk number 2. Locke at 3. The Drop. There's no shortage of similarly themed crime dramas, but The Drop rises above the pack with a smartly written script and a strong cast. Bob tends his bar in his cousin's pub and looks the other way when the local mobsters use the joint as a temporary bank. His simple life takes a complicated turn when he finds a battered puppy. Oh, I can't cope with that. He finds a battered puppy. He asks his neighbor to nurse it back to health, and a mutual attraction sparks. However, a robbery at the bar and Nadia's abusive ex. Okay. Oh, I would watch that. I would watch that. I don't like I don't want to see a puppy getting beaten up. Not here for that. Tom Hardy's good, man. Inception is wild, said Tall Guy. Roman should be Bond. Send Cameron Grimes back to NXT. They are. For that match. These two are short but stocky, and it's a very good thing. They're so much better than the stick figures of the Divas era, says A. Jobson. Del Boy is the next Bond. Dark Angel said Liam Neeson as Bond. But what was your reaction when Cody announced Randy coming back at Survivor Series? Well, I can't say it was shocked because it was the name that was expected. So I can't say it was like scream the place down, oh my God, because you'd have to not be seeing the rumors. He was like the firm favorite to be the one that was going to be announced. So I can't say it was like overwhelming shock, but it was nice that it was just confirmed and that it's happening and that he is coming back. So I certainly don't want to diminish the moment because it was still a great moment, but I said on the stream, I would be more shocked if it turned out to be anyone other than Randy Orton at that point. So I put it up as a little short. I mean, it's a shame, innit? It's a shame because if it was something that we didn't know was going to happen or there hadn't been such strong rumors of it, then it would have been maybe an even bigger, better moment. But still great news. And I can't wait for Survivor Series. Xia Li is pulling back the head of Lyra. I wonder what that's meant to be hurting. She's not really pulling the head back that much. I don't know what that move's meant to be doing. I mean, I suppose it's uncomfortable. Kick by Lyra. Lyra trying to pick up Xia Li. Big clubbing blow there by Xia. Lyra getting back up to her feet. China has only got one good martial arts, and that's it, says Q the Light Knight. Tony as the new James Bonds. Amazing. Tell me you wouldn't watch that film. I would so watch that film. Spin round and plants Lyra down. Crowd a bit quiet for this. I think it's probably because no one's expecting Xia Li to get the victory. Crowds are applauding. We're already into the overrun. Johnny Gargano, not over to the level he was in NXT. He joins the main roster and barely gets reactions. Whenever he's back in NXT to get the Gargano, maybe him staying in NXT that long didn't help, says Big Time. Round the back goes Xia. Lyra goes round the back of Xia. Quick reversal. Back elbow there by Xia. Kick to the midsection. Lyra with a German suplex. Lyra Valkyria is down. Xia Li is down. The crowd burst into an NXT chant. NXT Women's Championship on the line. Big Time said, need to remember, it's taped. Is there a reason why this was pre-recorded? I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it might have been something to do with them going out doing shows and maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, even if they're out doing, they wouldn't want to book a show. For doing a show on a Tuesday shouldn't really affect a Wednesday, should it? I don't know. Can we find an answer to that, actually? Why was NXT taped? Why? Why? There's a lot of buzz about NXT. Oh, kick out. As WWE are going to be taping 2 episodes in order to give talent a week off for Thanksgiving. What? What? Talent get a week off for Thanksgiving? I'm sat here working. I don't get Thanksgiving off. Lyra Valkyria picks up the win. That was it. Oh, God, they're so pampered in this day and age. Do you know Roman has wrestled 11 matches this year? Kevin Nash couldn't believe it. Kevin Nash on his podcast got asked how many matches he would have wrestled by now in a normal year in the 90s. It was like, I don't know, 250, something like that. And he went, do you know how many Romans wrestled? He went, no, 11. 11 matches this year. What's going on? What's going on to the grind? When did the grind leave wrestling? These people are meant to be killing themselves for us. Meant to be killing themselves. No, not, oh, let's tape a show, have a week off for Thanksgiving. Week off for Thanksgiving? It's not even a real holiday. I'm disappointed. Disappointed in everyone now. Now I found out why. Lyra picks up the victory. She's not even American. She's not even American. What's she gonna do? What's Dragunov gonna do? Why not just do an international episode where we just have all the non-Americans? Sting, in his 60s, has wrestled more matches than Roman Reigns, said GC. Big Time said it's actually 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off! Oh, I don't even know what a day off feels like, let alone 2 weeks off. Daze is disgusted. He was so much happier when he was searching box set prices. I know, I'm going to cheer myself up. Gonna cheer myself up. Have a look, see what we've got on there. Just put box set into Amazon and see what comes back. It's addictive, man. It's addictive. Black Friday week. Black Friday week. You can just browse all the latest offers. So good. Have they got like DVD section though? Ah. Here we go. Here we flipping go. We can look at them together. Look at this. These are the Black Friday deals. The complete animated series of Batman for £33. Is that good? How many episodes is that? Is that a good deal? It's on Blu-ray. Father Ted, the whole Father Ted for 11 quid. Look, these are the webcams I'm looking at. Look at that one, 300 quid. Forget that. That one at 115. You know, could go to 140. I could push to 140. I don't know if they'll go down any lower. Strange New World, £16. Last of the Summer Wine, 52 quid. Last of the Summer Wine's expensive. Death in Paradise. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, the full thing, 35 quids. These aren't grabbing me as amazing deals, to be honest. These aren't like blowing my mind. Chucky, 25 quids. There's nothing here that's like £12 James Bond box set, is there? The complete Batman TV show, 21 quid. Thank you. Peacemaker, Blu-ray, £8.35. Thank you. Red Dwarf, 26 quids. The whole Walking Dead on Blu-ray, £70. That's quite expensive, but I suppose you're getting a lot. Cheers, 35 quid on DVD. Star Trek Voyager, 35 quids. Endeavour, Discovery. Yeah, hopefully on Friday they actually get some decent things. There's nothing really there. Very disappointed. Everything's disappointing me at the end of this stream. There's wrestlers that can't be bothered to go to work. There's box sets that can't be bothered to go down in value. Do you know what I mean? I want some deals, man. Laurel and Hardy collection, £26. You can get every episode of Murder, She Wrote for £51. You can get all the Saw films for £25. I mean, Next Generation, 43 quids. Not bad. Already got it. Enterprise, 37. Norman Wisdom Collection, £11. Classic. That's classic comedy, you know. Is it old and dated? Yeah, but that kind of thing will never go out of fashion, you know? It's just wacky silliness, slapstick sort of stuff, you know. 11 quids. What do you get? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 12 films. 12 discs, 12 films, Norman Wisdom. You're gonna get your money's worth out of that. You're going to get your money's worth out of that. Am I going to buy it? Probably not. But to be honest, there's not really much else that's grabbing me at the moment. You can get the complete Batman animated on DVD, £25. I'd never watch it. But they're just nice things to hold, aren't they? And own and touch and get excited for when they arrive. You know? South Park, season 6 to 10, got it. £17. Not bad. She Wrote Murder. You mean Murder, She Wrote? She Wrote Murder. She's on there as well. Days, you could get my book for $14. Free shipping, said Sonny. James said Black Friday is a con. Get the Spider-Man? Well, you can get Spider-Man on Blu-ray, 3-film trilogy sets. £9. £9. You can get all of Modern Family. Oh, that's just Series 11. You can get every Shrek film for £11 on DVD. Well, there we go. I would say that NXT was not the strongest this week. Oh my God, you can get every episode of Lewis and Clark. You know, the Superman TV show from the 90s with Terry Hatcher. 22 quid. Beat that. Mitchell said, have you never watched the Macy's Thanksgiving parades? No, but I'm aware of it because of The Simpsons. Try and watch it. I can't. I don't think it gets shown. It's something we treasure in the US. Well, keep it. I've never seen it, and I don't even know that it gets shown. You can get The Office, 30 quid. Get Superman. There's only one episode where she wears like sexy lingerie that would be worth getting, to be honest. All the other ones, like, just boomer stuff. James said, if it's not wrestling or football, then I don't care. Batman Animated is an amazing show, says Mark. I've seen the odd episode when I was young, and I did enjoy it. Ooh. Best of Warner Brothers, 50 cartoon collection, Looney Tunes. I mean, it looks a lovely box. Look at this box here. Look at this. £10. It's only 5 hours long. 50 cartoons. Do I need that? No, I don't. Why do I need that? I don't. But I love a bargain. This is what I'm saying. I love a bargain. You could get every episode of Bad Girls for £29. Amazing. I'm watching that at the moment. Every episode of Mr. Bean, £14. Every episode of 2.5 Men, £38. Hawaii Five-0, £57. That's expensive. Star Trek movie collection 1 to 10, £35. There's nothing. There is seriously nothing here that is grabbing me that looks as cheap as that £12. That £12 Bond box set that I got last year. Looney Tunes is on Boomerang, said A. Jobson. Big Time said, I've tagged you in a tweet 5 minutes ago. Can I get your reaction? It's a funny tweet. My head's in a box set space right now. I don't know that I would find it. And plus, you've told me it's funny. So now my expectations are that it's going to be funny. So it's going to be a high bar, man. Are you confident that it's funny? Because in my head now, this better make me laugh. Because NXT, I think, was so-so this week. I was not really getting drawn into it. It was just sort of there, kind of passing me by. And there's no good box sets. So things aren't... I'm not in a good mental space at the moment. Nothing's going right. Nothing's going right today. Although you can get the first season of Manifest for like £8. I haven't seen that. I saw the first few episodes. Bit better. No Doctor Who. I'll have a look for you, Jim. Hang on. Doctor Who box set. You can get series 1 to 4 for £44, but it's not on sale. There's no Doctor Who in Black Friday sale, no. There are box sets, but none in Black Friday sale. They're all still like 20 quid or whatever. No. That's BBC, isn't it? Has BBC got a shop? BBC shop. There is a BBC shop. Have they got a Black Friday sale? Black Friday sale now on. There is a Black Friday sale. Save up to 60% on our bestsellers. You can get a bag, Doctor Who, for $13. This is in America. Doctor Who, BBC shop. I never go on BBC shop. You can get Series 3 of Doctor Who, $5.99. You can get Series 9 of Doctor Who, $29.99. but it looks thicker. It looks like you get more. Series 5, Part 1, $16.98. You can get a doll of the 13th Doctor, which was the one with boobs, the lady one, at $19.98. Some of these are expensive, man. These are expensive. It's a costly game, innit? Doctor Who is goated, said A. Jobson. CEX get cheaper deals. Has CEX, which is like a trade-in shop, do they do sales? They got a Black Friday sale. CEX. No. I suppose they're cheap enough, aren't they? When was the last time you had 3 days off in a row where I did nothing to do with the channel? $2016, and it'll be just before the channel started. Since then, I have 100% never had 3 days off in a row. I don't even think I've had 2 days off in a row. I don't even know if I've ever gone a day since 2016 where I've never done something for the channel. Like, be it making graphics or writing scripts or doing something. Even if there's nothing going onto the channel, there's normally stuff going on behind the scenes, you know? So, yeah, I'd say 20. So, excuse me if my heart doesn't bleed for the wrestlers who have had weeks off. I'm in the wrong game, man. I need to be a wrestler. I'm still only 21. Got my whole life ahead of me. I've got good knowledge. I think I could do it. I think I could, psychology-wise, I think I'd be quite good. And facial-wise, I think I'd be excellent because I'd actually be getting hurt and actually be gassed. So I think, like, if I'm there, like, throwing up in the corner, wheezing away, going, he is such a good seller. The secret is I'm not selling, I'm actually dying. Right, I'll have a look at this thing big time, but it better make me laugh, and I'm in a very bad headspace. Is it this one, the Shrek one? I mean, that doesn't make me laugh, it just really makes me concerned. Should go. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.